Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Basic Speculation, the pop culture news of the research so you don't have to. I am Joe.
I am Jackson.
And I'm Joel.
Now, boys, what do we think is going to happen in 28 years later?
I'm really excited for this movie. And I feel like I'm about to get yelled at. for that.
No, this is just another entry in the Jackson suddenly gets excited for a movie in a franchise that he could have watched at any point of his life, but has chosen not to watch any of.
But if the movie still looks good,
Yeah.
you know, what's the harm?
I think the harm is in the second half of your plan, which is always get really, really, really hyped for anywhere between the third and a sixth entry in a franchise where
Yeah.
you've made no effort to watch any of the others.
Uh-huh.
And then when that movie comes out, you've totally lost interest and don't see it.
Yeah, I probably won't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Jack!
I mean, I might.
That
I
was-
didn't
looks
watch
good.
Kong and the one with Kong.
I thought you did watch it.
No.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Didn't watch it?
Didn't watch it.
Yeah, I knew that was crazy because you were saying monkeys are bad.
I was saying that the
were.
world had ape fever.
Yeah, but
How
then-
wrong I was.
Yeah.
No, you were in Sydney and you watched one of the monkey films.
Did I?
Yeah, with Alexi. I wasn't there because I haven't seen that one.
No, that was me. I
That was
watched
you?
Kong.
I thought you guys went up together.
I watched-
Or was that just you?
I think
Where
this-
was I?
I saw.
The only movie I've seen with Alexi is Dr. Dolittle.
I saw Godzilla vs Kong in 4DX with Alexi.
I thought
no,
you
no.
both went.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I don't know.
Wait,
Not
'cause
invited.
I thought he was in Sydney.
Hated by the nation.
Hated by the nation.
Yeah. I guess you were like, nah, I'm going to go and check out this cool
Hole in the ground.
Yeah. I was
know
going to
what?
say with like
Sewer
cool
mode, actually.
dog or something.
Yeah.
There was a couple of times where I went to Sydney by myself.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
this
it
was one of those
Maybe
times.
it was, maybe
Yeah.
it was.
I don't know,
We'll never
man.
know.
But yeah,
So you
sometimes...
never even saw the Godzilla?
No. I
No.
know. The Godzilla movie I've seen is Kong Skull Island,
Yeah.
Godzilla King of Monsters.
So you didn't see the one where he throws like a little baby ape at someone?
No,
I
my
also haven't
friend.
seen
Yeah,
it.
I saw it and it's ass.
Yeah. And I didn't see the one where the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
What other
Seemed
movies have
awesome.
you been excited for?
Name some movies. I'll tell you if I'm excited
Yeah,
for.
I'm trying to remember.
What movies are there?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you're excited for Sinners.
Yeah, Sinners looks good.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it,
No.
Yeah.
but you might.
I want to see it. It's not
Between-
playing at the cinema near me.
Well, goodbye any hope of you seeing Sinners.
Yeah. Yeah.
He ain't seeking it out.
It's at
No.
IMAX. Maybe it'd be good to see Sinners big.
Yeah, but dude, you're not going to go to IMAX.
He's right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to IMAX.
I'm like, oh, maybe I go see Sinners with you, Jack,
Yeah.
in IMAX. I got a baby.
You got a
It's real
baby.
hard to, go see anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already like, either have already or going to, depending on time of release. Cashed in my I got to go see a film for the show.
For work.
Gotta go
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the Thunderbolt Asterix. And
And we'll finally know what the asterisk means.
Yeah.
Not the Avengers is still my guess.
Yeah.
It's crazy it's not
Buttholes.
playing at the cinema near your house because it's
I know.
playing at every other cinema,
It's
basically.
very weird.
Well, I guess they knew you weren't going to see it, and they're like, why waste our time?
Yeah.
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 Minecraft movie, you're excited for that? Still haven't seen that.
Am I excited?
Like you.
Am I getting gaslit right
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, you can't wait for
I would
that.
say
kept saying
Fury
I am
Road.
Steve.
Like,
Fury
not
Road.
Fury, sorry, Furiosa.
You saw
now?
Furiosa.
You
Furiosa.
did
I
see
like
that.
Furiosa. Saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the only one you were kind of genuinely excited
Yeah,
about.
yeah, and then I saw-
But, like, genuinely
No, he was
excited about.
genuinely excited about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He was watching the trailer by himself multiple times.
I had ape fever, but it passed.
Ape
like all fevers, it passed, dude.
Yeah, it broke.
Yeah, the fever broke, and I no longer had
I wonder
ape
what
fever.
broke the ape fever.
I
think
wanted to see
the-
Asteroid City, and I did.
Yeah.
That's good. The Phoenician Scheme, the next Wes Anderson movie, I'll probably see that at the cinema.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Unless they put up the hurdle of it not being at the cinema that's a 2-minute walk
Yeah.
from your house.
Then I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Then I'm in trouble. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Fingers crossed, dude.
So, yeah, so
Well,
28 years, you
I've a-
haven't seen any of the
No.
previews.
But he's excited for this one.
I mean,
Looks good.
Yeah. It does, It does look good.
It does look good.
The trailer was it's so good. It's
Yeah.
Good trailers.
Love the
Good
soundtrack.
movies. I'll say it because I've seen them.
And
Nice.
the previous entries, good.
Yeah.
First one's better than the second
I
one.
agree.
But that's okay because the second one, it was a little bit of like, wow, first one was a big success. Let's just make a sequel.
I do know that the 28X sort of movies codified a kind of zombie.
Yeah.
Like
what
where
if
it was
them
like,
fast?
Yeah, like, the fast, if you were ever going to have that debate of like, what zombie, could you survive a zombie or whatever? It's like, is it 28, weeks later zombies or is it, the other kind,
The rage
Romero, sort of slow shamblers?
Yeah, because Dawn of the Dead remake, the Snyder and Gunn movie, that has fast zombies as well. But that's 2004. This is 2002.
Yeah. It truly, there probably were fast
Holy
zombies around.
Shit, no wonder why it made so much money.
Yeah.
Sorry, no wonder why people talk about it so much. It made so much money.
Yeah.
$8 million budget. It made $85 million.
Yeah,
Times
huge,
10.
dude.
Yeah, again, the opening shot was incredible of Cillian Murphy just
Waking up at the
Waking
hospital,
up in hospital.
scored by
It's great.
Godspeed You Black Emperor with the opening track of their album something. F sharp Infinity, I think it's called.
Nice.
and then
I'm the music guy. I got to know these things.
and we know.
It's true.
And then I think Walking Dead kind of opens in a
With
very, similar way.
yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
one of those cases of like
Parallel
just-
thinking.
Yeah,
kind of?
yeah. I don't think either kind of. Actually, I forget which one came first. And I know I know the series came later, but like the comic book. I think it was one of those things where it was like, wouldn't it be cool if you're in hospital, coma maybe, whatever the fuck. And
Bloody,
then,
but also Day of the Triffids has exactly the same opening. That's older than both, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Day of the Triffids is a guy goes blind.
Yeah.
No. It's like a meteor shower that awakens the Triffids or is the Triffids.
I think it is the truth.
But then also blinds everyone to see it.
Yeah.
But this guy was in hospital already blinded. And then he wakes up and takes the bandages off.
already blinded for a different non-connected incident.
Trifid-related
Well, hey,
situation.
if you'd seen 28 Days Later, you'd know this bit. Alex Garland took inspiration from George A. Ramirez's Night of the Living Dead film series, which...
Make a sense.
Why is Joel saying that? Oh, it's because the next part of the sentence. And John Wyndham's novel, The Day of the Triffids.
There you go, baby.
So it was a simple homage.
to the Day of the Triffids.
A simple homage.
A
yeah.
simple-
I didn't realize
homage.
that. Yeah, so Garland has written them all.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
I didn't realize
He's
that.
written some books. He also secretly directed Dread.
Fuck.
Really?
He made Men, I think. That movie stinks.
Yeah, I've heard that.
God, Men's embarrassing.
But it's got a crazy
oh.
ending.
I think.
Wait. So 28 Weeks Later is not not directed by Danny Boyle or written by Alex Garland.
Wait, which one? 28 Weeks. Yeah.
Huh.
So he was like, all right, this a winning duo makes
Yeah.
an incredible film, makes 80 mil off 8 mil.
Yeah.
Alex Garland does uncredited rewrites on 28 Weeks Later. So
okay,
he was
okay.
there. 28 Weeks Later was written by,
4 people.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
that's all right. 4 people's
That's honestly, some movies. The Flash, let's not forget.
45 people or whatever.
Yeah.
Good stuff happened.
And the director was Juan Carlos Fresnadillo.
Who has not made, what's Damsel?
Damsel on Netflix. Netflix very own.
God, they got to stop making fake movies.
I remembered
Really
a
gotta
fake
stop
ass
making-
movie recently that I remember being very excited to see and that I saw, fuck you, called American Fable. Do you remember this movie?
Wait, is this the one? Has it got either Seth Rogen or Adam Sandler in it?
No.
Okay, I'm thinking.
It's like
something else.
a weird, dark drama about like the American.
Did you watch this at the movies?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It was 2016.
Yeah.
Which is a long time. Fuck, that's 9 years ago.
Yeah, that's ages,
I gotta
dude.
go home.
Sorry,
My
dude.
God.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 2016 is 9 years ago, dude.
That's when that was the last time our podcasts were good too. That's a shame.
Yeah, dude. Coinciding with American Fable. Interesting. But I remember the trailer for it excited me because it was like kind of had this like weird American Gothic vibe.
Yeah.
But the movie was stinky.
Yeah.
But it's a fake ass movie. I think an interesting thing about this movie, 28 years later, is that it looks great.
Yes.
Hopefully it will do very well.
Yeah.
But it is
They've already greenlit the sequel and it's coming out next year.
that's
so-
crazy. But it's also just very interesting. We're not in a zombie era of movies.
No.
You know, it's not we're not what?
I don't know if that's...
What do you look? What do you?
What's your
what do you do
fucking
in that
beef
face
now? What's the fucking new
what's,
problem
what's,
you
what's,
got?
what you
Oh,
talking
someone say a
about?
fucking sentence without getting fucking criticized by
I
the
know.
peanut
What
gallery.
the fuck over here?
I don't
What
know
are you
if
talking
you can...
about?
I'm just trying to think of
Fuck
if it
it
is
up.
actually
This fucking guy.
fair enough to say we're not in a zombie period.
What do you
What's
mean?
the
What do
latest
you
zombie
mean?
movie?
Well, that's
what
what I'm
other zombie
thinking.
movies have come out?
Yeah.
Other than Chicken Jockey, obviously, in the Minecraft movie.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There's zombies
Walking
in
Dead
that.
is still ticking along, I guess.
Yeah, they're still making the Daryl Dixon show or whatever.
But
But I don't think, I mean, the classic thing, I don't think this really holds true, but people say, like, oh, it swings from vampire to zombie, vampire to zombie.
I was trying to remember. I was just had to Google that, but I was like, what was the one where it's like, oh, yeah, it's usually to do with the American politics. It's like when there's a Democrat in power, it's usually like
Zombies.
It's
No, we're in a
way.
Republicans in power, it's zombies,
Yeah.
Democrat, it's vampires.
Yeah.
Is traditionally the case.
what has happened.
Yeah. The idea being, whether or not this is true, is that they represent the things that particular political culture fears.
Yes.
The vampire being the bisexual foreign man.
Yeah.
And the zombies being the hordes of immigrants coming into the country. Yeah.
Zombie man who's a little bit like, intellectual.
Yeah, yes.
And will seduce
The
us
college
with
educated
ideas.
foreign bisexual. That's what the Republicans fear and what the vampire represents. The wolf man doesn't get a look in. No one's scared of wolf
Well, yeah,
man.
it's like, zombies is just like, like
the hordes of
like all the foreign hordes
Yeah.
coming in and all of that.
they're unstoppable and they're giving into their base urges or whatever.
I think
Reefer madness.
Yeah.
It's don't call it cannabis. It's marijuana. Doesn't that sound foreign
Are you
and
scared
scary?
now?
Maybe it'll sleep with your wife.
They should call it a little marijuana. That would have scared people.
Yeah, so we are back in a zombie period.
Yeah,
and if this
okay.
does well, we're going to keep being in it because apparently there was a huge uptick during COVID of people watching zombie movies.
Oh, interesting.
And that's what caused this to come out because 28 Days Later became like a huge COVID movie.
Huh. I'm trying to, are there any other Yeah. Republican. Yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense.
I mean,
still
also
hold-
Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
That's a zombie movie.
Classic movie, dude.
That's a Netflix. It's the fake Netflix movie.
Yeah.
I
That
think-
also
yeah.
somehow got a prequel that came out the same year, Army of Thieves.
Yeah, I think I watched Army of Thieves, or I started watching Army of Thieves, not realizing that it was connected to
This is the
zombie
first time
thing.
learning that too. Yeah.
So like not realizing it was
Wow.
a zombie thing, and as I was watching it, being like, wait a minute. This is kind of that zombie thing I haven't
Yeah.
watched.
I mean,
I
also
think I
like
liked Army of Thieves because again, it's a heist film.
Yeah,
And love a
I heard
heist
it was
film.
kind of a bit of fun.
Yeah, actually, I watched it. I did. Yeah, I finished it.
that is crazy. I've heard nothing except that both of those movies suck shit. And I started watching. Although Army of the Dead starts with an awesome blowjob scene and then it
Nice.
gets
Nice.
bad.
Like the
Nice.
zombie, they become a zombie bite off the wiener.
Or is a zombie getting his like his knob slobbed on?
Would that even be good for a zombie?
I don't know.
Hard to say. Probably not. Zombies not it.
Zombie only want one thing: brains.
Yeah.
Not that kind of brain.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, like, Resident Evil's still massive at the moment.
Yeah. But I don't think I think we're entering a zombie era.
You think we're in a vampire era previously?
I would say maybe I don't know. I don't know.
was the
I
last
don't know
era?
if that actually is like a worthwhile
Yeah.
political.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a
metaphor
one-to-one.
or
I don't know.
whatever.
I just mean, like, do you think that...
I think previously we weren't in a zombie era,
Yeah.
and maybe we're entering one now.
Yeah.
you know what? Apart from, like, arguably... and this is probably a little early to be making this claim, but we haven't had, like, that high concept horror movie about zombies yet.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I mean.
Like, the
we've-
A24 movies
yeah.
haven't touched zombies.
I was thinking, when was the last vampire film?
That's what I'm trying to-
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. That was
Nosferatu,
this year.
That's true.
That
That's
was,
true.
Or this last year.
Last year.
Or this year.
Yeah.
This year. Like last year, well, when
Yeah.
Democrat was leaving.
Democrat was leaving. We had a Salem's Lot came back as a TV show. Abigail, allegedly.
Okay, that guy.
Some movie called-
Renfield or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Renfield. That's
Renfield bombed horrendously.
Yeah, it
We-
doesn't
we
matter if
didn't
they
say it
bomb or
was
not.
Well, if we're not going for successes, I got a list of
Zombie films.
25 zombie movies that have come out in the last 3 years.
Damn,
yeah, dude.
How many vampire movies do you have unsuccessful in the last 3 years?
I do wonder what is the parameter of like, is it do you have like, does it need to be, say, like Renfield? Yes, it bombed, but it had Nicolas Cage and
true. Does it need
Nicholas
to be
Hoult.
like,
so it was like, seen as like
a
real
budget
film,
or
not like a
something?
Netflix film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think probably the problem is that the waters are muddied.
Oh yeah, now it's streaming. And
Yeah, like it's like there's probably you make 1 million movies every year. You're gonna do some zombie films. You're gonna do some vampire films.
I
crazy.
haven't seen a zombie film in a while.
Yeah,
or even heard of like a
I just don't know if
decent
like a
zombie film.
mainstream zombie movie. Maybe mainstream's the way. Again, I don't know. I don't think this is a useful or necessarily true.
Yes.
But it's just interesting to think about, I guess. And it doesn't feel like we've had. You're right, a zombie movie. And part of that is also there was a period of time where zombies were just trending. Like it was just cool.
I think it was
make a
that like
zombie movie.
there was like a lot of like zombies. You had Zombieland. You had the one where Nicholas Hoult again, maybe.
Yeah.
Become
Warm
in
Bodies
love.
or whatever. Yeah.
In love, eat a lad, become in love.
Yes.
Yeah, Warm Bodies.
We had
Walking Dead, like the first season.
Yeah. What
that
you
first
call it?
came out.
The Zombie War, World War Z.
Oh yeah, and there was like a bunch of different like those things, and then it just felt like we were in like smacked over the
I
head
think there
with
was a thing.
zombies.
Everybody was like, "Oh, zombies." It's like played. Like it's boring now.
Yeah.
Shaun
And then
of
it
the
just kind
Dead.
of like just kept.
I think we had enough zombie movies in like a concentrated period of time that we hit,
Zombieland 2.
Yeah.
we hit like a sort of now we're doing like the meta commentaries on zombie movies. And then there was just like a little bit of a dearth and
A little bit of dearth, but don't you worry. Walking Dead just maintained to keep going strong throughout that whole dearth period.
it's crazy The Walking Dead's still going.
So is it still going?
Yeah.
I know Daryl Dixon
The
in
spin-offs,
France
not-
or whatever.
not the main-
but the main one.
No, the main
main
one's done.
The main
What
one ended a
happened
couple of
to-
years ago. Rick,
Yes.
he
Carl?
He went off on a spin-off. It's Rick and what's her name?
Oh.
The woman who
Carol?
had a pants.
no, Carol's his son.
No. Carl is his son. Carol is...
You're confused because Carl, get out of the way.
Carol was someone else.
Carl's
Interesting
dead.
name for a
Carl.
boy.
Carl.
This is my son, Carl.
Carol?
Carl or
Carl?
What'd she say again?
Carl's dead.
Yeah. How did Carl die?
He got killed by... I'm
So-
pretty sure he got killed by
So
zombies.
funny.
So-
How did he die? Killed by zombies. Oh, interesting.
Like,
Well,
yeah,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
honestly, I think...
Obviously, like,
No,
you know,
like,
I feel like an
that's
idiot
probably just
asking.
true.
Well,
for
I mean,
most
like,
of the characters.
I feel like Negan kills more people
Yeah.
than zombies do in that
I'm
series.
guessing
That's true.
Negan killed, what's his name?
Um,
Him. I guess like from the comics, right?
Yeah.
Followed the same kind of beats.
I think so.
I definitely dipped before.
Oh, me too.
Negan was a thing.
I think the Negan season maybe is the one, like or even the one just before.
I think
Whatever season had a
Michonne-
solo Negan episode,
Oh, right.
or solo.
Governor.
Yes, the solo governor.
I think
episode.
the governor was when I think that was the last thing I saw. Because I was
Whoa.
like, oh.
It just became
You can't-
laughable at
Yeah.
a certain point. I was like, it's kind of stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's just that kind of weird one where it's like the governor. I think in the comics, you're like, oh, that's a villain, villainous villain. It's fucked up, and then it's like they try to maybe make him a little like fucked up, but not too fucked up in the series.
what's that
But you're
guy's
like,
name that
oh.
Negan kills?
I don't
Wish
know.
I could remember.
No, Steve. No, Steven? No.
Steven, is that maybe the actor's
actor?
real name? Is he Steven?
Oh, Steven.
Ewing?
Yeah.
Steven
Yeah.
Ewing? Is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn.
Glenn.
Rest in peace, Glenn.
Rest in peace, Glenn.
Walking Dead went for 11 seasons, and Rick Grimes dipped at season 9.
Yeah.
That's
But
crazy.
there's a spin-off with him.
What
Him
a-
and one of the other
Wow.
characters. There's also Dead City, which is another one set in New York. I remember looking
And
this
then-
up recently for some reason.
Then there's Walking Dead Daryl Dixon.
Yeah, and there's also there was one, I forget what it's called, but
Yeah.
it was set in a college campus.
Huh.
That was like if you look up, there's so many Walking Dead spin-offs. It's crazy.
Yeah,
there
because
was even like a
zombies are in, dude.
Yeah,
also,
I know, man.
I
I
looked up
hear it.
vampires.
yeah
Yeah, there is like so many more
zombie
Zombie-
movies. Yeah,
movies recently than there has been vampires.
there you go.
Yeah, they're like, oh, dare I dip my toe way too much into the Walking Dead
Become a
franchise?
Walking Dead guy.
So you got
Fuck
11
yes, dude.
seasons of the main. So
Do it.
11 seasons.
Bro,
11
there's
seasons.
so many
Time.
good things I want to say.
No,
That I don't
waste
have
your
time
time.
Oh
What if I
my
just like,
God.
surely there's someone like a YouTube I can be like, oh,
Oh, you might
give
be
me
able to
the
get your
recap
Walking Dead
bullshit.
lore.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Okay, so 11 seasons of The Walking Dead.
Each episode's like an hour,
Yeah.
right?
8 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
See, the Brits got it right.
Six seasons, 6 episodes.
There's 6 episodes. Shut up.
Yeah.
They're like 20 to 30 minutes each.
It's perfect. That's all
Leave
you
me
need.
alone. How many seasons are there? 1. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The Walking Dead World Beyond. That's 2 seasons.
That sounds fake.
Those are like
This one you'll like.
Hang
I
on.
reckon.
What, do you know what's that one about?
that one's like
The
it's
World
like
Beyond.
like an anthology.
Is
So I'm
it?
pretty sure maybe I'm thinking of a different
The
one where it's
series
like
focus on the first generation of children who have grown up during the zombie apocalypse who call themselves endlings.
no, this might be the college.
and are aware of how to survive if confronted by them, but have otherwise been raised behind walls and have never actually experienced survival.
yeah.
Okay.
Because there is one that's like all over
Tales
the
of the
world.
Walking
Yeah,
Dead.
Tales of the Walking Dead. Yeah.
I do like an anthology.
But I think it's also just like mostly set in they don't do anything interesting with it from memory.
Well, it's like
yeah.
Gerald Dixon with
Yeah.
France.
So yeah, 2 seasons of The World Beyond, 1 season of Tales of the Walking Dead, 2 seasons of The Walking Dead Dead City, 2 seasons of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon,
Oh, only 2. Oh.
Yeah. So
The
far,
6 episodes of The Walking Dead The Ones Who Live.
that might be the one that has Rick in it.
Yeah, that's
still.
Rick and
How many seasons, sorry?
2.
6 episodes so far. That
Oh, so far.
That one only started last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so he dipped, and then there was a few more seasons of the regular Walking
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah,
Now
Rick-
he's back.
Rick went to an island.
Yeah, but it's him on the island with whatever the girl's name is.
It's a
Mercedes?
Macone?
Oh yeah,
Michonne.
Michonne, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
It's Rick and Michonne hanging out
On an island.
doing some. I don't know.
Okay. So they,
yeah, there's a lot of
dipped several years ago, like
Yeah.
in real world time, and now they're back because they're like, we missed that Walking Dead.
Yeah,
one."
A
we need
love
that Walking
story
Dead
of
money,
2
baby.
people kept apart by an unstoppable power trying to find each other is the premise.
Is the Unstoppable Power zombies?
I would guess. Yeah.
One would think.
There's a lot of Walking Dead.
Rick
That's a lot
Grimes Jr.? They had a baby?
Yes, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Michonne?
No rubbers in the fucking apocalypse, dude.
Okay.
Michonne and Rick.
No
Gotcha,
fucking Johnnies.
Well, I'm just like, because again, I'm like, how much did they diverge from the source material? Turns out
Significantly,
heaps.
yeah.
There was an American comedy film in 2015 called The Walking Deceased.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have to check that out too.
No.
Yeah.
Do I have to watch like Talking About the Walking Dead or whatever it was
Yeah.
called?
The Talking
The
Dead.
Talking Dead?
If
Yeah,
you want
no.
to get the full experience,
I don't.
I believe you do. I believe you do have to.
I don't.
The Walking Deceased, a 2015 movie. So remember that this is 13 years after.
Yeah.
28 days later, a zombie outbreak is caused by a sushi chef not washing his hands before preparing a meal, gloveless for homeless dumpster divers. 29 days later, in a
good
hospital,
stuff.
a zombie named Romeo thinks to himself how zombies are slowly regaining humanity. What?
You know,
He evades Survivor Chicago, who is looking for porn, and Green Bay.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause, I mean, like, this has to be written by someone who's watched this movie, and
yeah.
they're struggling.
A great double feature, like a real kill yourself hours.
Yeah.
Would be that movie, and then I think it was called Love Sucks or something. It was like basically that but for
Vampires
vampire.
Suck.
Vampires suck. I think that'd be a real good to sit down and just lock in and waste your life for 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay, so Green Bay is a parody of Columbus from Zombieland. Chicago is a parody of Tallahassee from Zombieland. Romeo is a parody of R from Warm Bodies. Yeah, they're really not good.
Yeah. they're really
Darnell, parody of Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Chris, a parody of Carl.
Yeah. Good stuff, dude. Good stuff.
I do like the whoever is in the zombie apocalypse. Like, I need to search for porn.
Yeah, dude.
I think useful.
Yeah, I always think that, dude. Porn, you don't think about it, but it will become such a commodity.
Mm-hmm. Although
print pornography.
Yes. However, do you reckon like the norms of like today, where of like on the pornography, would they still like be applicable in the zombie apocalypse?
Well, I think that you go so long without looking at porn.
Yeah.
Because you're surviving.
And then you see pornography and you just cum in your pants.
Yeah, you'd be like any male character on a sitcom seeing cleavage.
Gotcha.
Sorry, can I please have 2 fat tits? Oh, I mean lattes. Sorry.
That was my favorite episode of Friends.
Yeah.
The one where Joey says fat tits.
Yeah. Hey, it's a classic for a reason.
It's a classic episode, dude. You were telling us, JD, before we started recording that this is the beginning of a trilogy.
Yes. So this 28 years later comes out this year, in a couple of weeks, in fact.
Yeah.
The next movie, 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Yes.
Sounds so cool.
Starts next year.
That's exciting.
Comes out next year.
I love that shit.
Yeah, maybe this is the trilogy for you.
Maybe I get in here.
Brother, I cannot imagine you even watching this movie.
What will happen if I do?
Nothing. How was Daredevil?
Who can say?
It's pretty good, I reckon.
Here it's great.
Yeah, it's real good. Can't wait to hear your opinions of it.
No, they are making a terrible mistake here.
What's wrong?
Okay, so 28 years later comes out June. 28 years later, The Bone Temple, January 2026. 6 months apart. We've learned so many times that this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
But good for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, great for people that have podcasts and aren't confused about the fact that it's not, in fact, the same movie they saw 6 months ago, but a new movie's out.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That will
to me, I'm like, this is good because my attention span.
You might
limited.
remember
So
something
I'm like,
from this movie for watching
this will
the
be
next
great.
one.
And I'm like, I can't wait for the next. Oh, it's out already? It's rules for me. Anyway. Okay.
I think what appeals to me about this movie, why I think it looks cool, is that they've done the, we're past the like initial days of the apocalypse. Like it's got that which I think is what I really liked about the Planet of the Apes movie too. But it's like, it's the post-apocalypse or whatever, which is cool. That's a cool
Did the title
era.
give it away?
Brother, I can't fucking say a word on this podcast. I think it's just getting yelled at, okay?
You're not getting yelled at. I'm simply making fun of you for saying something stupid.
A lot of snark from the peanut gallery over there.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
I think it's a
that
cool
kind
setting. And I think more movies should be set during this period of time.
Because there's so much, so we get so much of like the beginnings.
Yeah.
We get so much of that kind of stuff and that kind of, that little tiny I guess like the middle section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't get a lot of the, all right, let's keep going.
28 years appeals to you. Is 28 weeks not long enough?
Yeah, not quite.
That's
Because what's changed, really?
Quite a lot.
Nearly 3/4 of a year.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well,
Yeah.
a fair bit.
But no, I get it. But not like heaps.
I mean, in
Nothing
20
societally, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing's rebuilt in 28
Yeah.
years.
Oh, no.
There's
Yeah.
no-
I thought you were
there's not
saying
like
society hasn't changed. I was like, brother, it's collapsed.
Yeah, exactly. There's no there's no new
We haven't
generation.
adapted.
We
no
don't
one's
have-
banging.
New culture, which
Yeah.
is, I don't know.
We don't
interesting.
have children of the apocalypse yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now
think
we do.
That's cool. And I love that.
28 days must seem so boring and like a piece of shit to you then.
That's basically like, tomorrow.
Yeah. 28 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I
28
mean,
seconds later.
28 days later, spoilers for this movie because I
Yeah.
know you're dying to see it. But like it also was the same opening that we'll talk about before.
Yeah.
So I guess you already know. But
Yeah.
the 28 days is only because that's when he wake up.
Yeah. That's cool.
They shouldn't have
They
bitten
shouldn't.
those monkeys.
Freed those.
Yeah, freed the monkeys.
Those monkeys.
Plus, it's like
The monkeys bite them.
Yeah, and then they get the rage virus. And there's a cool scene with what's his name, Gleason. And it's all about it's the blood, and it's like it's not just a bite, it's everything. And so he's like getting real shitty or whatever. He looks up and like the blood drops. It's like
drips into his eye.
it's like a crow or something or whatever the fuck. It's like eating. Or,
Yeah.
Isn't that? Is
Yeah.
it Brendan Gleeson or is it Christopher Eccleston that
No,
happens
it's Brendan
to?
Gleeson.
Okay,
Is he? Because it's like it's
because
like,
Eccleston's in it too.
yeah,
And I couldn't
he's the
remember
military guy.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a piece of shit.
Hell yeah.
You'll come to learn and love and hate these characters when you watch the movie, Jackson.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, he looks up and he gets got, and he's like, I'm fucked. And he's like, look, because he's protecting his
kid.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good film. Maybe I'll give these a couple. Give them a watch.
Yeah. The cast of the first one is stacked. Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, Brendan Gleeson, Christopher Eccleston, a few other people. And then in 28 weeks later, you got Robert Carlyle,
My
Rose
boy.
Byrne. And now here's someone I bet you don't remember being in this movie. Jeremy Renner.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Idris Elba is also in the second one.
What the
Is
hell?
he a military boy?
Yeah, he's a sniper.
Yeah.
He's playing Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner gets the inspiration for Hawkeye in that movie. I think that this movie has a cool thing as well where because I remember in The Walking Dead, and it is a complicated balance. But I remember in The Walking Dead, there was that point where it was like the zombies kind of didn't matter. And like, people say, you make a zombie movie and it's like, well, it's really about the people or whatever. And then people were like, it should be about the zombies. And it's like, yeah, but that's actually not going to be interesting forever, whatever. And they never really found a way, I think, to resolve that. But I like that this appears, at least, to be like, yeah, you got the zombies as a kind of like background threat, but you have these, and you can do this when it's that post-apocalypse, where you have these like nasty factions of humanity arising, kind of weird cults and shit. Kind of has like almost, and this is just because of the British sort of countryside setting, like a folk horror-y kind of vibe. Yeah, that's cool.
I think watching watching the first trailer, and it was like, because you were like, you love how the zombies are kind of naked and in like a loincloth, and I'm like thinking, because there's a scene where it's like the military guys and like they're like figuring out what to do, and then someone jumps and then they start freaking out, and I'm like, I reckon, like in my little stupid brain, I was like, I reckon there's going to be some like cult shit, and some of these aren't actually zombies.
Yeah.
You're going to see, and that's why they're all wearing the same shit. Either they're not zombies or they deliberately dress up like that and then get zombified or whatever it is. And like I reckon there's definitely some like culty shit there. And then the second one, there was like a priest being like, "To me, my children." And then they just swarm him like, they're doing cult shit. They're doing cult shit. Fuck. So I reckon they're going to be definitely like,
they're going to be doing cult shit. Confirmed.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's cool.
Zombie cult, which is like fucking cool.
Makes sense.
Nasty.
After 28 years in an apocalypse, why not go crazy and think, hey, zombies are the new god?
Yeah, to be just like, well, fuck this. I'm be zombie.
Yeah.
Because you're like, why are they all in loincloths and like kind of, raggedy looking motherfuckers? And you're
they
like,
look kind of fucked up in the 28. I think like the implication in, I can't remember exactly, but I'm fairly sure that even like when you see them in 28 days later, they look like that because they're dead and just running all the time.
But they mostly had like, some semblance of clothes. And I get that they're like rotting and they're like, the clothes
last?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
good question.
Yeah.
But they're all dressed again, it was a trailer. We were all looking at it from a distance, but they're all like, shaggy haired, long haired, beady kind of stuff. A little Jesus-y. So maybe you kind of like, let's look like Christ.
And then go feral.
Let's get a little loincloth. Yeah. And then let's go feral.
It's good to go feral.
It's good to go feral sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It looks cool. Zombies are back.
Zombies are back in a big way, would you say?
In a big way, dude. In a big bad way, zombies are back.
But only like again, you got Craven's Own, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Is he a good actor?
He's certainly in movies where I'm surprised he's in them all the time.
He's in Nosferatu.
Yeah. Was he good?
Don't know, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
He's in Bullet Train and people liked him in that, but I think even though I liked that movie, the more I thought about it, it might actually be a huge piece of shit.
Okay, interesting.
Fair enough. See, I liked it. He was good in that film.
Was he?
Yeah.
Or was he just fun?
Yeah. That's okay.
But is fun good?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Hey, can we just take that as a little sentence, a little snippet? Just,
is fun good?
Let's have a little philosophical
Why would fun be bad?
Okay, so like, no. Fun isn't necessarily bad, but is it good?
What's good?
Fun.
Yes.
No, but
see?
But what's your definition of good?
Okay, so if I'm having a good time, then yes. If I'm having fun, that is a good time.
Yeah.
I'm having a fun time, that's a good time.
Yeah.
But when you say someone's like a good actor in something,
if
their performance is fun, is that necessarily good?
Well, if it suits the role.
I would say,
say for example, if I'm watching maybe a very, I don't know, let's go with Schindler's List. And I'm watching
safe bet. Yep.
And I'm watching Liam
Neeson have fun with it.
And he's like, looks like Liam Neeson's having fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, bad performance. He took the script and the inspiration really went the other way.
Someone should have told him to stop on set.
Well,
I should have said, stop having fun.
So, the performances in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Or Dracula 2000, whatever the fuck it's called.
Haven't seen it, alas.
But I kind of know what you mean. Okay, are you saying
if you're chewing through scenery and going big, that can be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily good acting.
Yeah,
I think chewing scenery is not really being fun, really.
Yeah.
Or can be fun.
Can be fun, but I would say...
And that brings you back to the original question.
Yeah.
Is fun good?
often,
Having fun is good.
Yeah.
Is fun good acting?
I would say if the role calls for it.
Yeah,
the
but
part
did
calls
the
for it.
role call for that?
Yeah, because it was fun. It was a fun role and it was a fun movie.
Is fun good?
Yes, I think it
I
is.
reckon, probably.
Because
Okay.
like if Dracula, again, I haven't seen this film.
Yeah.
Were they going for like a bit of a comedy?
No.
Then no fun
But
probably
it's
wasn't
campy.
great. Were they going
But
for campy?
I think
I don't know.
so then I don't know.
I think
like,
what
if
we
we
need to
do Dracula,
define-
Was
hey,
Bullet Train meant
Dracula-
to be cool, though?
no, I think it was meant to be
It was
fun.
meant to be goofy?
A little bit.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Bullet Train feels like it's trying to be cool.
I think it's trying to be
Looks like shit. That's one thing you can say about that movie.
watch
Actors
it,
having fun. Looks like shit.
I watched it as like a regular sized TV, I guess, like
Yeah.
a smallish one. It was fine.
When that cameo happens at the end, she's not in the room. The train's not there either.
Why would it be?
It
You don't
looks
wanna
like
train.
shit.
I
Dude.
guess your question is, what's good acting?
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean when an actor when you see when you see a performance, you go,
Yeah.
"That was a good performance."
well,
That's
I
your
think-
baseline.
yeah.
Was Craven a good performance?
No.
It suited the film.
no,
I don't think so.
I don't think it did.
I mean, it suited
think-
the film in that the film was a piece of shit.
Yes.
So the acting's a piece of shit.
So
But
I was
that's
gonna say, yeah, say Dracula Dead and Loving It, a comedy,
Yeah.
and the people in that making that film, they looked like they were having fun,
yeah.
And I would argue that was a good performance by the people in that because they were having fun.
But there's a further distinction I think we need to make between if a performance is fun. Because it's just a fun role to watch, or if the actor is having fun.
Yeah, it's true.
Those are different things.
Lord of the Rings, the actors were having fun.
Yeah,
Some of them
except
were
for
having fun.
Aragorn, who broke his foot.
No. I think he was having fun. I believe it was Gimli who was not having fun.
Yeah. But those,
Poor Gimli.
Poor Gimli.
Gimli
Reese, he was in slightness.
F.
No,
Reese.
not Reese.
but would you say
Nicholson?
that the Lord of the Rings, Reese Nicholson, yeah.
As Gimli. I'd love to see
Whoa,
that.
that would be
Reese, I
awesome.
think you're up for the challenge.
But the question is Frodo is having fun?
Yeah. Frodo and Sam, the actors.
Are having
Elijah
fun.
Wood and
Elijah
Sean
Wood.
Austin.
But I wouldn't say,
Aston?
I would say Elijah Wood in parts of those movies, not good acting.
sure, but
Sam.
they're not, it's not fun. You don't watch Lord of the Rings and you go, this is a bit of fun.
It's a bit of a romp.
No. Common misconception.
It's not a romp. Romp and fun are different things. Don't not talking romps.
Fellowship of the Ring is close to a romp, but by the time it gets to the end,
Not a romp.
And then
Fellowship of the Ring's fun. It's not a romp.
no, it's not. You know what? It's not a romp. Ocean's 11's a romp.
That's a romp, dude.
that's
Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's a romp.
You don't
That's
have to
a
think it's
romp.
good.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Yes. I made that face because I was thinking of other romps.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No. That is fair enough. That was my mistake. Yes.
I do love that.
I have been outspoken about my feelings of Pirates of the Caribbean
Yes.
before, so me pulling a face, I can
That's
understand
fair.
why that stressed you
I
out.
love the romp thinking face.
What are the romps?
are there?
Yeah.
Okay, would you say Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Is that a romp?
No, but it's fun. It's not
I
quite
think
a
it's
romp.
too depressing to be a romp, which is crazy to say
Yeah.
about Who Framed Roger
No,
Rabbit.
it is too depressing, but like it starts off where you think it might be a. Like,
yeah, that's
to
true.
me, it feels
That's
like
true.
A
it
man
starts
just
off.
Die!
Yeah, it feels like you're like, oh, I'm having a
And
bit of a
then-
romp, and then you're like, oh,
And
it was
Roger's
a bit of fun.
beautiful wife was playing patty cake with a man who
know.
turned up dead.
I know.
What's happened to
Roger
Toontown?
is not having a romp.
I think a romp has
Bob
to be.
Hoskins is drunk as shit.
Yeah.
And his brother's dead because a tune dropped a piano on him.
But how's he going to solve it? This will be a bit of fun.
Oh, this will be a bit of fun.
But a
He'll
romp.
drive his silly little car.
Oh,
into
I'm having a
Toontown.
good time. A romp has to be like, what's going to happen with this premise?
Okay.
Any scene, I don't know what's going to happen next. That's got to be part of a romp.
Dodgeball? Is that a romp?
It's close to a romp.
I wouldn't say romp. A romp needs to like. I feel there needs to be some form
Adventure or action?
of traveling.
Here's a crazy thing to say.
Traveling.
Here's a crazy thing to say about a romp. This is going to be controversial. I don't think a straight comedy, can be a romp. I don't think they're rompable, dude.
Bridesmaids.
Fuck, that's a romp.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong, dude.
Also, even though I don't love this movie, I think The Hangover would also be a romp.
It's a romp.
But those are traveling movies.
I was just about to say, is The Hangover a romp? Because I think it is, and I think it's just there's travel involved. I think
they
got
gotta
to
find their guy.
A romp has to have some sort of travel involved.
It does. It's interesting.
Yeah. And like travel can just be like completely different, like it's like scenes basically.
But I will say, Hangover not fun.
Environments. Hangover fun.
You like this a bit of fun? It's a romp.
I think Bridesmaids is a bit of fun.
Bridesmaids is a bit of fun because it's got silly moments.
I think The Hangover, the stakes are too high for it to be a bit of fun.
Yeah, I think so.
Their friend might be
Where
dead.
is he?
Yeah, dude. What did they do?
Yeah.
You know?
What's going on?
In Bridesmaids, when they've got the scene where they're trying to one up each other with the bridesmaid speech or whatever, that's a bit of fun. But it's not quite a romp.
And is fun good?
Well, we've yet to define what makes a performance.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. Let's go through some of his bigger roles and you let me know if this was good or not.
Okay.
What the fuck? Okay, this is unrelated, but he played Charlie Chaplin in Shanghai Nights, the sequel to Shanghai Noon. That was his... What the fuck?
I might need to go for a walk. What the hell?
Daddy got to what the fuck?
Okay.
What the fuck?
That's
he must
crazy.
have been 2003. He's fucking...
Was that his first... Wait, what? What?
He's like...
Young Charlie Chaplin?
He's my age.
Yeah.
2003, I'm starting high school. What the
What was
fuck
he, a
is
little
going-
boy, Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah, he was...
Well,
He
yeah.
was 12.
I guess it would have been a early Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Yeah, 12-year-old. He played 12-year-old Charlie Chaplin in Shanghai Nights.
Awesome, dude.
Also very funny, and this has happened to me twice. I didn't mention it this episode, where there's just been a link that's already been clicked. List of vampire movies was a purple link for me.
That's so funny.
And Charlie Chaplin also is. What am I doing on my computer?
What are you learning about, dude?
What are you learning about?
Yeah, because his first big role was Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, I think.
Never
Well,
seen
that was like a lead role. Anyway,
never seen it.
Kick-Ass.
Who is he?
He's
He's
Kick-Ass.
the main dude.
Okay.
So he was good in, well, my memories of those films.
He plays pathetic well. Oh
yeah,
my God.
those were good from memory. I enjoyed them when I saw them. So I'm like, look,
Yeah.
he didn't take me out of it. I didn't hate the guy.
No.
And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah.
It was a pretty good performance.
Yeah,
I'd
You
say
guys-
it was
let's say yes.
Have you guys seen Nowhere Boy, the John
No.
Lennon movie where he plays
No.
John Lennon?
No.
Never
I have
mind
not.
then. Kick-Ass 2?
Again,
Didn't see it.
same thing with
Brother.
previous.
You haven't seen either Kick-Ass movie?
No, saw Kick-Ass 1.
Oh, okay.
Just
Kick-Ass 2 has the motherfucker.
I know, dude.
Played by McLaughlin.
Yeah, I know.
It's also
Never got
got
around to
Jim
it.
Carrey.
Yeah, as
yeah.
Daddy Donald.
Daddy America or whatever. Then he's like, this movie's terrible.
Don't see it.
Don't
And everyone's
see
like,
it.
fucking Jim, fuck.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, you old buffoon.
motherfucker. Shut up and be
Trying to make
Eggman.
a fucking movie.
You're fucking you played Andy Kaufman and you told his wife that you love him or something. That you love her.
Go make Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Yeah.
Savage is one of the worst movies I've seen in my entire life, so I'm putting a line through that.
Yeah.
Not fun, not a romp. Everyone should be in prison.
Never seen
What about Pietro when he's fucking in Age of Ultron and shit?
I would say bad performance.
I'd say bad performance too.
Yeah.
I
Brought me
would
out of the
say
movie.
Not great.
Godzilla,
Not great,
he
not
fucking
great.
sucks in that.
Sucked in
Also,
Godzilla.
Hollywood really fucked up with that.
Yeah.
We've spoken about this 10 years ago, but you can't release two big blockbusters, Godzilla and Avengers Age of Ultron, like less than 6 months apart, and have
Yeah.
two actors play like a couple and then immediately brother and sister. That's yuck.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so Elizabeth Olsen is the love
Yeah.
interest in
Yeah.
Godzilla.
That's funny.
That's,
and
yeah.
why'd they do that?
Why did they do that? Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause also-
honestly, that didn't take me out of the movie because
Yeah.
I wasn't paying much attention.
Because Godzilla also comes out in between Winter Soldier, where they're in the post credits.
Yeah.
Pick anyone
Well,
else.
in the Ultimate Universe,
Oh, I know.
okay.
I know.
Maybe they were just trying to be like, we're leaving incest on the table.
Maybe it's good.
Yeah.
Tenant. Was he good in Tenant?
What the fuck is he in Tenet?
Anything
He was
good in
Ives in Tenant.
Yeah.
Is Tenet a good movie?
Is Tenant a good movie?
Is it a romp?
Is it a bit of fun?
It's hard to have a romp that's backwards.
Yeah, it's more.
More?
Yeah,
Aaron Taylor Johnson isn't until like towards the end. I just remembered.
I don't even remember him in Tenet at all.
He comes because he's a
He
military
comes in pretty
boy.
late. He's like the head. He's the military commander.
Because he's a military boy, and you're like, isn't that Aaron Taylor Johnson? And then it comes later on, you're like, yeah, it is. And then he's in it a bunch, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Weird.
yeah. I don't know.
I would love dream conversation because I just remembered after I clicked on Tenet to find out who was in it.
Yeah.
Imagine running into Michael Caine and being like, "Hey, what happens in Tenet?"
Fuck.
Does Michael Caine know? He's in the movie.
No.
I mean, so many actors don't know what's happening in their movie because they're like, okay, I know.
Yeah,
Michael
well,
Caine.
it's read some script, man. I'm getting paid.
Fuck, dude.
But yeah, no, Michael Caine, please explain Tenet to me.
Is a fucking some kind of room. What they go in and it puts you backward in it. I'm an old man.
Yeah. So if I was in Tenet,
For God's sake.
yeah. So I'm pretty sure Robert Pattinson plays a young me.
Was Elfie, for God's sake. How does he sound? Blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tangerine.
Tangerine.
Yeah,
As
that's the
big as a
one.
tangerine.
What are you doing?
But he's doing what sounds like my impression of
Yeah.
Michael Caine.
Oh, dude. I used to
Michael
be able
Caine's had so many
Michael
fucking
Caine.
movie roles.
There it is. Michael Caine.
Like,
There we go.
Because
Yeah,
he's
you're
got a
back.
cold.
Yeah.
I
he's
don't
that
remember
one.
what happened in Tenet. This is elder abuse. I was Alfie, for God's fucking sake.
What?
He's retired.
Yeah.
Good for him, dude.
His last movie was The Great Escaper.
I hope the last movie was Tenet.
Fuck. Does that mean he's not going to be in Now You See Me 3? That's so sad.
Now you three me.
Now You 3 Me? Now You 3 Me 3?
Unless he... What?
I'd like to ask him that too.
God, some of his last roles, he's going to be
That
so
happens
confused.
to any actor that's...
Dude, look up, like, I'm pretty sure they're not retired, but look up Al Pacino right now.
Jack and Jill?
That dude, he wishes that was his last film.
Dunkachino, dude.
Okay, so Michael Caine. So you got The Great Escaper where he plays... This just looks like a elderly man romp movie.
Yeah.
Based on the true story of a 90-year-old British World War II Royal Navy veteran who broke out of his nursing home to attend the 70th anniversary D-Day commemoration. Yeah, okay, whatever.
That is a funny genre of mostly British movies, isn't it? Where it's like old man, one last adventure.
His previous movie before... What the fuck? No way.
Michael Caine.
Is he in a movie where he wants to fuck Aubrey Plaza?
Whoa. Him and fucking, what's his face?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro, yeah.
Hey, here's a question
Oh,
for
yeah,
ya.
Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa, dude.
How many films do you think Al Pacino has been in since Jack and Jill?
Jack and Jill's like what, 2008?
15.
2011, actually.
2011.
15.
Good year for movies. 2011, I think, is widely considered one of the worst years for movies, which is funny. Yeah, he's been in... So 2011, that's 14 years ago. It'd be 25.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, because he's now in his sit-down era.
Oh,
where
yeah.
Michael Caine never really got there. He's still acting.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Like,
dude.
Michael Caine, famous for Jaws 3. Michael Caine.
Yeah, but he's acting still. Like he's
Michael
not.
Caine.
Yeah, I mean he does Jaws. It's Jaws 4 also. Not
Sorry,
Jaws
sorry.
3.
I apologize. I apologize. Michael Caine to be like, there is no role I will not turn down for money. Michael Caine. He never left his act.
No,
He was always like always, but like yeah, he's like whatever.
look at his film. Oh, I got tricked. Never mind. I would just like to apologize to everyone. Michael Caine
No worries.
loves to do dog shit.
Yeah, bro.
Because I was looking at a list of his partial filmography, so it was only
only the hits.
Yeah.
well, not necessarily
Well,
the
only
hits,
the decent
but
ones.
Yeah. Only
none
the
of
ones that did
the
well.
none of the movies where he's just sitting down.
Yeah.
Like the English language Czech Republic historical drama called Medieval that came out 2 years ago that it was in, or the 2021 British crime film that was a Sky original called Twist, which is a crime adaptation of the Charles Dickens 1838 novel Oliver Twist.
Fuck. I like that he ended an era briefly.
Whoa.
Oh, kind of forever. Where he
You got your little machine there?
Yeah.
Look up the 2020 film 4 Kids and It. And get ready to be upset.
Oh, yes, please, dude.
It. Okay. Alrighty. Well,
4 kids in it.
yeah, I don't know.
Yuck. Jesus Christ, dude.
What a cast, too.
Huh.
Michael Caine as the voice of the Sand Fairy. Matthew Good as David. Famous rapist Russell Brand as some guy.
What is the it?
I
What
hate
is
dude.
it? Why did they make? Oh,
God.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's an awful thing.
Yeah.
It's bad.
That's horrible, dude. I wish you hadn't shown me that. 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, though. It's got to be a bit of fun.
Got to be a bit of fun.
It's a
Bit of
romp,
fun.
dude.
I forgot Now You See Me 3 is called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. They caved.
That sucks, dude. Should have been Now You See Me 3. Should have stuck with it. But no Michael Caine to stick around to just explain exposition that means nothing.
Will they use Morgan Freeman in that role?
Yeah. Because he's the other guy you
back.
have for it.
No, like they
Wait.
use them both for Now You See Me.
Which girl did they bring back? Because remember they replaced Girl?
Oh, they did replace Girl.
They went from yeah, in the Now You See Me franchise. Okay,
Isla
they've gone back to Isla Fisher.
Okay.
Because they replaced Isla Fisher with Lizzie Kaplan, and
Yeah.
now they've gone back to Isla
That's
Fisher.
very funny.
Well, she needs money because she recently got divorced from her sack of shit husband.
True.
My ex-wife.
Yeah.
I hope he's having a dog shit day.
Me too, dude.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
Borat's funny though.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah.
You can't
You're
deny
that
it.
funny a couple times.
Yeah, exactly.
You let a little bit of fun.
You're allowed a
Even
little
you're a
bit of
piece
fun
of
in this
shit. You're allowed a
goddamn
little bit
life.
of
Is
fun.
Borat a romp?
Borat?
It's
It's definitely a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more a bit of fun than a romp. But
Yeah.
it approaches romp because there is a road trip element.
Yeah, but it is a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I say, like, to me, I'm like, it centers around one person too much for it to be a romp.
I think that's true.
I think a romp needs to have a bit more of a cast of
Yeah.
characters.
Here's a question. Is it good?
Borat? Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like, no, it's good. As in, it's a bit of fun.
Oh no, it's good.
But is
like
it
as
good?
in, it's the same way. It's in the same way that Jackass is good.
Yeah,
To get those reactions
be good.
on camera is insane.
It's got to be good. Is the performance good?
He's no Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't break.
He doesn't
He
break.
doesn't break.
What is good?
Well,
If
you're having
good,
fun.
if good is just that it elicits an emotional response in
Yeah.
you, Borat's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but then if it's an
you could say
emotional,
that,
but then Jim
Craven-
Carrey in the Mask's
yeah.
good.
And also
It pisses
Craven.
me off.
Craven, because well, that's a reaction, right? And then Craven, which was boring
What
and
about
dog
this?
shit.
But if I change the phrasing, it elicits an intentional emotional response. in
That's
you.
better.
Then
Borat's good.
Then
Borat's good. Makes you laugh.
Does make you laugh.
Makes you cry.
But then fucking
think.
but
Yeah,
then
exactly.
that means that Brendan Fraser in Encino Man is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's
He's a
good.
caveman.
He's a
good.
caveman. It makes me feel
Pauly
good
Shore,
to see.
every performance is done. Good.
Yeah.
Makes me feel good.
Makes me feel good.
in my
when he
chest.
talks about slurping the juice or
Yeah.
wheezing the juice,
Wheezing the juice,
juice.
I feel good to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
biodome.
Nugs and
Yeah.
grummage.
Nugs and Grummage. Nugs and Scrummage.
Biodome, great film.
Great film.
Well, and it has Australia's very own Kylie.
Oh,
Yeah.
best.
What a knockout performance.
Pauly Shore was
dude.
on some one
And
of our
Tenacious
friends-
D are in there.
Whoa, that's true.
Pauly Shore was on someone's podcast that we know, I think.
That's very
Get him
fun.
I
on
think that
ours.
we could probably get Pauly Shore.
Buddy, come
Yeah.
on.
Pauly Shore, come on.
Paulie.
I wonder if does he still sound like that? He's still
Yeah.
doing it?
Does he still talk like Pauly Shore?
He plays Richard Simmons in a movie called The Court Jester.
Okay.
As in like the
Recently?
like wasn't that one of those ones where it was like, play, please, Richard Simmons, I will do this. It's not going to be, I'm not making a mockery of you. I think you're incredible. You inspire people.
Oh, that's
and Richard
sad.
Simmons was like, no. And then he died.
Did Pauly Shore kill him?
Ah, it's a short film?
Because it was one of those things where it's like, because, Richard Simmons, the big fitness guy, was like, very much a,
Yeah.
he really was like, I don't want, the spotlight anymore or whatever. So it became like, a bit of a shut in. And there was like
Yeah.
a podcast. It was like, where, wasn't it like a podcast? It was like, what happened to him? Like, where is he? What's going on? And then he was just like, please leave me alone. And
I don't
then,
want any of this attention.
Just please leave me alone. And then Pauly Shore was like, I'm going to play him in a biopic or whatever. And then like, I think it was like their tea, like, he's like, Please don't.
Yeah.
Please, once again,
Just leave this man alone.
Leave
That's
me
what he
alone.
wants.
please leave me alone. And then it was like an Instagram story or something like that where Paulie Shaw was like, come on, no, I'll be good.
Fuck, dude.
Please. I'm not going to make a mockery. You inspire people. I inspire people.
Paulie, no, buddy.
Buddy.
buddy. Pull out.
It turns out that movie is only a 10-minute short.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that everyone's like, wow, what a sack of shit. Yeah.
Michael Caine.
There could be a role for Paulie Shaw. Like in a similar vein
Whoa.
of Tarantino when he cast John Travolta in Pulp Fiction to kind of reinvigorate this man's
Do you think we could
career.
enter a Paulie Shaw renaissance?
Yeah, do you reckon there's either director or a role or a film where you could be like, oh wow, Paulie's given it his all.
I think the only emotional performance we could get from Paulie Shaw is a thinly veiled drama about his real life.
Like funny people kind of thing?
Yeah, like if they did a thing where they were like, it's about a washed up actor who had a lot of success with a specific character in the 90s. Like Birdman, but mixed with the Nutty Professor.
He's already played that card, though, remember? Because in 20...
Didn't he do like Paulie Shaw is Dead or something?
Yeah, Paulie Shaw is Dead. He's already made that movie.
Yeah, he made it, right?
Yeah.
And it's from 2003. He played that hand very early.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So I think could you see him as some sort of crime boss? Okay. Have you seen... Is it Gary Oldman in True Romance? Have you seen True Romance?
Yeah,
Is it Gary Oldman where he kind of has like the gold teeth and maybe dreads?
I think that's Gary Oldman.
Yeah. Is that's that role? Like, could he do something like that where it's like very weird and almost like borderlining on like, what are you doing?
I think it would be... The problem is Gary Oldman
is an actor.
Good actor. Paulie Shaw...
I'm going to download Paulie Shaw is Dead. I mean, pay for it.
Yeah.
Because I just read the premise real quick.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Okay.
Could be good.
But unfortunately, it's starring Paulie Shaw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but...
is the real
And is it
downside.
directed or written by him as well?
Yeah.
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 But its reception mixed, which is
Hey, that's for Paulie Shaw.
Yeah.
like a
that's pretty good.
57% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Well,
That's like
That could be for a
weird meta
kind of
movie.
almost vanity project
Look,
sort of.
spoilers for Paulie
Yeah.
Shaw is Dead. The end of Paulie Shaw is Dead. He starts making Paulie Shaw is Dead to chronicle his own rise and fall, using information he's gathered from years in Hollywood to blackmail various B-list celebrities into appearing in cameos.
Okay.
Which is you
kind of
never
like the plot of movie 43.
Yeah, except also guess who has a million cameo guess what there's a million cameos of in this movie.
Yeah, okay.
So he did it.
He did it, man.
Movie 43 is crazy.
Movie 43 is insane. The amount of people they got in that by literally badgering them.
People getting tricked.
Yeah, it's insane.
Josh Duhamel, he has his mouth
Duhamel?
fucked by a cartoon dog or whatever in that movie.
did he know?
So many of them had no. It's so
Did he
interesting.
know what was going on?
I believe that he's a Christian man, so
Did he know that his mouth was going to get loved by a dog? Did he?
personal life.
Doubt it.
Yeah. Did you
I don't
think he
think
was
you'd-
like, oh, so could we just make you making some like some of these faces,
Yeah.
Josh? Like,
You're shocked.
Oh, like like you're shocked. Like shocked, but you're enjoying.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like maybe can you pretend like you've got some sort of like a cylinder, like a carrot or
Yeah.
like a zucchini.
We're gonna CGI in the carrot later.
And you just gotta if you
Smoke
could just
smoke an invisible cigar.
you could just grasp
But a
it.
huge novelty one, yeah.
And you could be like, some of those. Like you want to eat it, but you don't.
Just reminder, it's a cigar advertisement we're making. Or an ad for carrots.
or for
something.
like eat your vegetables.
Yeah. Because I think so many people, they were just harangued. They'd be like, be in the movie. And then they'd be like, we've got an hour. Let's get. I think that happened with the Hugh Jackman sequence.
The famous
balls
on his
on
chin. Also, Josh
Comes with a sneeze or something.
Josh Duhamel, he was married to Fergie from Black Eyed Peas for 15 years.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Sorry, 10 years. Still. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he's a Republican. So I don't imagine he's stoked that there's
I don't think if they were like, hey, can we get in this scene a dog will fuck your mouth.
I believe it was a cartoon dog. I have seen movie
Nevertheless.
43.
Nevertheless.
You know.
Movie 43.
Surely they're tricking him. They'd be like, I don't know.
I'm trying to
Imagine
find
you're
out.
eating a big bowl of long soup.
Yeah.
So then we'll CGI that, just going down your gullet.
Oh, yeah. And that's the written and directed by... it's an animated cat, sorry.
Okay.
Either way, dog or cat, I don't know if I'd be happy.
No, I would not have allowed it.
Yeah, it was written and directed by James Gunn.
James Gunn, got him.
They got James
Well
Gunn.
done, James. Fucking, got Josh. He's like, I got a great prank.
So one of the things was they did a sketch with Justin Long and John Hodgman that they were doing like a parody of the Apple and Mac commercials or something.
Yeah, I'm a Mac. Yeah.
Hodgman said, I got an email from Justin that said, I'm going to be dressed up as Robin again. Do you want to dress up as Penguin? And I said yes, without ever realizing that there would be cameras involved or that it would be a movie.
They were just going to do it for the fun of the game.
Yeah. So many
nice.
people are like, I never saw the movie because, God, I never would want to. Richard Gere tried to pull out, I think. Anyway. Yeah, they clearly wanted out, judged Farrelly, but we wouldn't let them. The strategy was simple. Wait for them. Shoot when they want to shoot. Guilt them to death. Awesome stuff, dude.
Why they do that?
I don't know.
Why they make this?
I don't know. Crazy.
Anyway, so I think Aaron Taylor Johnson was fun.
Yeah.
In Bullet Train. I think he was that was an intended portrayal. And I think that movie is a bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun.
2 short films
What's wrong, man?
that were deleted from movie 43.
Yeah. Because the actors were like, we don't want this, right?
So we've lost him to a
No. You haven't lost me. I'm back. But it's just it's crazy that they were like, oh, we got to cut these 2 short films.
Yeah.
Have you seen the rest of your movie?
If that's what they kept in.
Yeah. Imagine what's on the cutting room floor.
The other one is...
Is it some that was just like, if we put this in legal issues?
Yeah, we will go to
so
jail.
the first one seems like a funny little stupid prank, like a funny little sketch movie that I honestly cannot understand why it was called. The other one, I can just see a bright blue word that I'm not going to click on because I know what it means and I really don't want Wikipedia to tell me more about it. Necrophiliac.
Oh, I think that's the one they wanted George Clooney for.
They've got Anton Yelchin. Rest in peace. And Shane Jacobson.
Incredible.
Australian Zone.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's good stuff.
That was their limit. That was their best
You're like,
not.
best not. The cat fucking the guy's mouth, that's a bit
fine.
of fun. It's a bit of fun. It's a goof,
It's a bit of fun. Is it a romp? Something about Mary. Romp?
Romp.
Or a bit
Movie
of fun?
43 has a framing device. One of them is not a romp. One of them is kind of rompy.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Something about Mary. What do we think? I would say something about Mary. Romp.
Yeah, I think it's more of a romp than a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Honestly. Interesting stuff, though. I should rewatch something about Mary. She gets cum in her hair. That's pretty cool.
The Apprentice is the...
Ben Stiller gets it dangling off his ear.
Yeah, that's right. He also zips up his penis in his pants.
He gets the Frank over the beans.
Yeah, he gets the Frank over the beans. You shouldn't be able to do that.
He shouldn't be
It's
able
not
to do
the
that.
orientation of Frank and beans.
The necrophiliac sketch.
Yeah.
And this is the last one I want to bring up about movie 43.
Okay.
It seems funny.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how you make it I think it's funny in words, but would be horrific
Well, I think,
to watch.
again, I think most of
Basically,
movie 33
it's
you could argue is funny in words.
Yeah.
maybe.
It's an apprentice mortician that is secretly a necrophiliac, and he fucks a body and he fucks it back to life. And then everyone's like, wow, you saved this person's life. And then everyone's constantly asking him how he did it.
I'll tell you
That's
what.
funny.
Yeah.
That's not far from what could be a Plumbing the Death Star basis speculation bit. So I got to give props, I guess.
Bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun, dude. It's a bit of fun.
So Aaron Taylor Johnson, I don't know. I don't necessarily think he's like been in incredible films that I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
The majority of the films I think I've seen him in, I've kind of hated. Craven for one being dog shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kick-Ass and Bullet Train, I'm like, look, I had fun with those.
Okay.
And again, though, I'm like, how much is he going to be the main character of this film? Because again, the other, I think it's in 28 weeks, it kind of bounces around a bit.
Yeah.
Because it does seem to be we're following military people. It does seem to be we're following some sort of communities as well, and it does seem to be following maybe some cult kind of vibes. So I'm how much is it going to be tailored around Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it does seem because the premise seems to be he and his boy or he and his brother. Mm-hmm. I think he and his boy. They go to the mainland because I guess they're all on the island of is it Man or something like that.
I don't think it's the Isle of Man. I don't know where it is. Some little island. Maybe it is. Isle of Man's pretty big though. That island seemed too small.
Yeah, I was like, because Isle of Man, I'm like, haha, on the nose if it is.
Oh, True.
Like some little island or isle, and then they go to the mainland, but they're like, if you go to the mainland, you're fucked. But why are they going to the mainland?
Well,
there seems to be like a.
Do you want the premise?
Oh, yeah, please.
Yeah.
28 years after the rage virus escaped a medical research laboratory, survivors have found ways to exist amidst.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
The infected.
Yeah.
Amidst.
I wasn't even trying to. It is it's a weird word. Amidst. What's that it's doing in there?
Is it because it's ADMIST, right? Yeah. Amidst. Because you want to say admist.
Yeah. It's amidst.
Or you go amid.
Yeah.
Amidst. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
We got to an ST.
Why are they doing that? Who's to blame for this?
It's a fucking mosquito noise.
One group lives on a small island connected to the mainland by a single heavily defended causeway. When a father and his son leave the island on a mission into the dark heart of the mainland, they discover secrets, wonders, and horrors of the outside world.
Okay.
Nice.
So there's no answers there. Why do they leave the island? Couldn't say.
A mission.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, so that's kind of cool. You do this isolationist little island. And then it's just kind of like we are like defending the shit out of anything comes our way, we are fucking killing.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like. That's kind of cool. They found their own way to be like, yep, this is it.
Yeah.
Potentially because father and son, you're like, well, maybe to find the mother.
I think it could be something as simple as we need to go. Well, because they show the father and son on the mainland firing a bow and arrow at a zombie.
Yeah, and they show the father teaching him how to the boy how to use.
I think it could be something as simple as we just need to. There's been a disturbance out there. We got to make sure the zombies aren't coming closer. Or on the island, it's hard to get X resource.
Or either X resource, or is maybe there's someone came towards them but they killed or whatever it is because it's heavily defended. That it wasn't a zombie, but it was a person. They weren't infected. So they're like, what the fuck is that? We need to go there. Or there's a flare that went off or some kind of signal or whatever it is. They're like, we should investigate that.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. They're like, we should. I'm going with my boy.
Jodie Comer, the other lead, who is the wife of Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, is pregnant. So it'll probably be something to do with that.
Yeah.
Got to go find a machine.
Midwife? A baby machine.
Got to go find a midwife. Got to go find that machine that spins.
Got to go find that spinning machine.
She's insisting the only way she's giving birth is via spinning machine.
Let's see. Either maybe they've got radio stuff and there's maybe a doctor somewhere else.
Yeah.
But again, that seems like
I don't know. I think that the pregnancy will only really act as I got to get back for my baby.
Yeah.
Because
we do see baby given maybe usually young baby, whatever, almost fresh baby.
On maybe zombie baby too.
Maybe zombie baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they go
zombie baby.
They've already done zombie baby.
Yeah.
In 28. They know in the Snyder film.
Oh, they had zombie baby.
I think they had zombie baby.
Does it eat through Tommy? Or is it born?
Or is it born then zombie? Maybe still attached by the umbilical cord. I forget.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I got no strong opinions.
Yeah, that's allowed.
Is a zombie baby as strong as a zombie adult?
No.
And then zombie old man as strong as zombie adult?
No.
Surely not.
Just asking.
Zombies same strength as man.
Okay.
It's just they don't have the there's no so for me, if I try and lift a car, and at some point I'm going to be like, hey, I could keep trying to lift, but if I hold on to this, I will tear ligaments in my arm.
Zombie don't care.
Zombie don't care.
Zombie going to keep going.
They'll
and then
lift
won't,
until their arm tears off.
Yeah. Well, you'll notice this maybe when you watch the films, but they do say with Eccleston, when he captures a zombie, it's this tells me that this zombie, these rage virus little fuckers, Like they can't, there's no agriculture, whatever. They can't do anything. They're not farming, not doing anything. There's nothing there. So they're going to die out because there's just nothing there. They can't kind of, procreate, as it were. There's no society building here because it's a stupid zombie. So like there's just nothing. And it's kind of like, I think they do he has like tied like a zombie up to see how long it will take for it to deteriorate.
Yeah.
Like he's a piece of shit. Anyway. So I think, a baby zombie, it would be as strong as a baby. Not.
Yeah.
Same with like either old man zombie. Same thing. Not. Same thing with like maybe a zombie that has been like, I haven't eaten in weeks.
Weak
28 weeks and I'm hungry.
Well, there's the emaciated. I don't know if it is a zombie or if it's just a scary man in the trailer.
Yeah, it's a zombie because people thought that originally with that shot that it was Cillian Murphy, and everyone was like, no, that is a zombie.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I guess that shows you probably that the zombies are not eating. And are struggling.
Yeah, it'd be cool just to, again, the premise being like, okay, we're going to the mainland for some reason, either for medicine, for expertise, for whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And then to be like, we've found like, there are zombies there, that's bad, but we've also found like humanity is really bad.
Well, it's that cool thing where you, again, with this kind of setting where you go, well, we're surviving. And you're not going to find humans struggling to survive because it's been such a long period of time that anybody that's still alive has had to figure out a way to basically survive these 28 years. Obviously, you can do that in a peaceful way, like the people on the island. But it's a great filter. The zombie apocalypse. Who survives? 28 years later, who's still around?
Yeah,
well, that would be a better subtitle. Actually, no, I'd be upset about that too.
It's called Who's
still around?
28 years later, who survived?
Oh, okay. That's better than Who's Around. Yeah. But I think, man, the Bone Temple excites me because what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, but
so this is where
I
reckon
that lose its. Because there will be trailers.
Yeah.
But we also see some of the Bone Temple anyway in this trailer.
Oh my God.
I assume
that's
is
true.
The Bone
We do
Temple.
too.
Well, I mean, that's all just guesswork.
That is just
we
guesswork.
don't know what
We
the Bone
do
Temple
not
is
know.
yet.
But I reckon there is. I reckon it's just going to be one of them, like, religions that are formed up around this, like, or cult or whatever, that's formed up around, like, the dead. And it's just like either the piles of skulls are from, like, either zombies or, I guess, not zombies.
I actually think it's cool that all of a sudden you get to inject your zombie apocalypse with a whole different
bones.
kind of horror. Like, there's something sick about that you could be like, it's a zombie apocalypse. That's scary for zombie reasons. But now it's also scary for folk horror reasons.
Yeah.
That there's new, weird, spooky, ooky religions. That's cool.
Yeah, like I genuinely think what we're going to see is like, because the people who are in like loincloths and they kind of like from a distance, they're all part of the same cult. Whereas like, you get to a certain, like, a look basically, and then you get the rage virus, whatever that is, and like, or however they get that. And that's going to be like that's part of our, like, initiation. When I, get to a certain thing and whatever, the ritual, I get the rage virus. And then, then I become closer to God. Which I'm like, fuck yeah, that's crazy as shit.
Yeah,
Sign
I think
me up.
even if it doesn't involve like an intentional transformation, like I think it might. But even without that, I'm just like, fuck yeah, man, that's cool. It's basically you're getting like an apocalypse movie, like a Mad Max kind of, just with a sort of British pastoral vibe,
because it's in like the Walking Dead comic, and I'm guessing probably in the TV show where they do like there's like one group of like survivors to how to survive is that they take they kill a zombie, whatever, but then they skin the zombie and they wear the face.
I
and
see.
they become like skinwalkers, I think is what they call themselves. Maybe I don't remember, but that's like they live amongst the zombies and they just kind of like because the zombies think they are also zombies and they're going to eat them or whatever, and it's like very fucked up.
Yeah.
And it seems that there is some element of maybe that happening in some of the
Again, it's
shots.
that filtration. Whatever you got to do to survive, whatever you've got to do to survive 28 years, no matter how horrible.
So I'm looking forward to seeing it's going to be, you get the the peaceful. Very much like okay, we've made sort of paradise little locked off for you. Don't worry about the outside. Then you're going to get like the fucked up cults.
Yeah,
and you're going to get the survivors who are like we're kind of crazy,
kind of hyper vigilant,
very hyper vigilant, like military as well.
They've cast, I mean, like with Jodie Comer and Aaron Taylor Johnson, they can't really suggest that they're going to be anything other than like they're children of the apocalypse, basically. Because if it's 28 years, I mean, they're not playing 45-year-olds.
No.
So,
true.
They're playing
so they'll
young.
have to address like what it was like, because this will be like the first new generation.
I guess so. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, what was it like growing up?
Because Cillian Murphy is in this movie, but apparently not much. And The Bone Temple is his movie.
Oh, interesting.
So
He's going to be a priest in the Bone Temple.
I doubt it, unless he really lost his mind.
Maybe.
I can't remember how the first one ends. I know he survives because I know that there's also a classic 2000 zombie movie. There's an alternative ending where he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Because you gotta.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta.
What if?
I
forget how
special
that one-
features.
Yeah, I forget how the first one ends. I know the second one ends with the zombies breaching France.
Oh, damn.
And that's how the rage virus gets out from England.
Yeah.
I forget how the first one ends. I know it's kind of they get kind of captured by Eccleston and his military group, and then they go fucko mode and escape. But I forget how it ends.
He gets injured, and then they move to a remote cabin. It does like a flash forward. 28 days, another 28 days later happens. And then it's him and some survivors, and they have like a big banner that says hello, and jets land. And then it's the end.
Do you reckon after
it's
this-
like an optimistic ending.
Do you reckon after this trilogy, they've got like another 28 decades later or something?
No, I think you can't push it more than 3.
Yeah.
Although movie, I don't know anymore. Movie studios...
Yeah, it feels, the trilogy is a clever way to do it.
I feel like people used to just bank on trilogies, but then when the young adult books started blowing off, they're like, we can squeeze 5 movies out of this.
Yeah, the last one will definitely make it to a part, like a two-part. So at least we've got from 3 to 4. But those books aren't often trilogies. They're sometimes they're
8 books in a series.
Series, but we'll go 4, and then that's 4 to 5 because the last one's always got to be part 1 and 2. So now we've got 5 movies, but then sometimes there are 8 movies. So that's at least a couple of part 1s and part 2s. So now we have 10 films maybe. And what's that? No one's coming.
Nobody's seeing our movies. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. The young adult bubble burst pretty quickly, really.
Yeah.
Inkheart? Remember that movie?
Inkheart.
Yeah.
I remember Inkheart.
That was the one with Brendan Fraser? No.
It had someone weird in it.
It's rough when it's not like the first result.
Yeah.
It had Brendan Fraser and Paul Bettany and Helen Mirren and Jim Broadbent and Andy Serkis.
Definitely that was we've got our Harry Potter. Yeah. We're going to do it again. Oh, no, never mind. No one cares.
What was the one that
Super
had...
Hans from Peep Show was in this movie.
What was the one with Oprah? Where it was like something about Winx.
A Wrinkle in Time.
Not Winx.
Winx is a horse.
Yeah. A Wrinkle in Time, but I think that was just one movie.
Yeah, and that was 2016 though. That came out way later.
Yeah, but wasn't that meant
There was a TV version that maybe you're thinking of.
Maybe.
There was a TV
I thought that was
movie.
was that based on a book or a book series?
Based on a book series, but...
Hey,
I thought that was going to be maybe
it was,
maybe a new franchise, and then it was just
A Wrinkle in Time from memory is too weird. It's too weird to make a franchise out of. Oprah's a centaur or whatever. The main bad guy is goo.
Inkheart came out before either of the Deathly Hallows movies, so it came out in the right time. They just fucked it up.
That's so funny.
Probably by making a weird fucking movie called Inkheart.
Yeah, because isn't it about what if books are real?
I don't know. I can tell you.
Was there a dragon in that?
Yeah.
Did he draw a dragon?
It was like something like whatever you write comes to life. Yeah. Maybe some special book.
Yeah. I don't know if I saw it.
No, me neither.
I think I remember the trailers.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
The Chronicles of Spiderwick.
Oh, that's true.
This is an awesome. This is Inkheart still. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Brendan Fraser tells a heartwarming story about when he got invited to audition.
Mm-hmm.
So I get this book. It shows up in the mail. Dear Brendan, it's inscribed. Thank you for inspiring this character.
Whoa.
And then he says, and this dates it perfectly, I can feel my leg getting pulled already. What? Where's Ashton Kutcher?
Awesome, dude. That rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so Brendan Fraser influenced the character Mo in the book Inkheart, who he then went on to play in the movie Inkheart, which made $62.4 million on a budget of $60 million.
Hey,
investors are wondering, but it's less than nothing.
Yeah. I love to meet the person where you're like, what's your favorite, I don't know, tell me about what media you like. And they're like, my favorite character is Mo.
From Inkheart.
From my favorite book, The Inkhearts.
I don't know. If someone asked me who my favorite fictional character is of all time, I don't know if I would know.
No, me neither. I don't really think that's a question you can answer.
No.
I think if you have an answer to that, you're unwell.
Is yours Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes, and I'm unwell AF.
And if they change Sonic's design,
Dude,
gonna take a gun
I'm going to
somewhere?
be a danger to myself and others. Yeah. If they give Sonic different shoes, such as
Did Chris Chan
thongs?
take a gun somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
Or a knife? He did. He threatened someone over Sonic's
Yeah.
change in design.
I think so.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, 28 years later, I'm excited for it. Jackson is, but probably won't watch it.
It's fair enough to have a panic, scared tone.
Well, I should, and I need to.
Oh,
no
yeah.
one look. If you're out there being like, what were they talking about, or skirting around? Don't worry.
Don't look into
not for
it.
you.
It's not for you.
You don't need to.
It's for
I
us.
implore you. You do not need to.
Joel Zaman, how do you feel
I
about
don't
iDubbbz
like it.
taking down
I-
H3?
Yeah.
Content Cop's back. Huh? You been on the internet? You got to check out the internet, dude. There's
It's a lot going on.
There's a lot of guys on there.
It's pretty scary.
Friendly Geordie's weighed in. Don't know why.
Wow. Why?
Why do you do that?
He made a
'Cause,
very echoey video in his apartment in Melbourne because he's here for the comedy festival, but not officially, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a Reddit which is just like out of the loop, which I love to go to because I often am, and so they're like, "What? Yeah, what happening?" Like Ethan Klein, whom? Who? And
That's
I'm like,
H3.
yeah, whom?
His wife Hila. She
Yeah.
was in the IDF.
Yeah.
We got any
iDubbbz,
emails?
his name's
Yeah, we do.
Ian.
We sure do.
Any
And
from anyone called Chris?
You can email us in at bsboyspod@gmail.com. Parents, leave me alone. Don't call me now. I will call you back. bsboyspod@gmail.com. And the first one is from Lucy, who says, Dusha saw his chance and took it. What could
This could be about anything.
What could this be?
Okay, so here's what happens in every single episode of Baseless Speculation. Now, our listeners know a tangent comes up, and it's something that is a special interest of mine.
Yeah.
Anything that's not whatever we're talking about. And then I'm in deep.
Yeah.
Movie 43 came up today. Wonderful.
Lost you for a bit.
Sonic came up a bit, almost lost him again.
No, you didn't lose me. We almost lost our audience.
Yes. So I do neurofeedback therapy, which requires me to watch a movie with machines and shit connected to my head.
Hell yeah.
This morning, I started watching The Whale for training and realized by the end of the session that I was too absorbed by it to wait until my next session, resolving to finish it when I got home. I turned on the latest BS episode for my half-hour ride home, and in that 30-minute window between me getting invested in The Whale and me finishing The Whale, Dusha spoiled the shit out of a fucking movie. Should have turned off when he started talking about Aronofsky, but full Russian, etc.
That's so funny.
That's really on you.
That's on you, Lucy.
Lucy, they hate the man because he's so fat. He's fat and he's gay and everyone fucking hates him. And then he dies.
Yeah,
But
but it may be good.
He dies by going up.
Yeah, but tell me somebody
He
gives
does,
you...
he does the Birdman death.
And gives his daughter the worst
But
advice.
imagine someone... I came to you and I said, I got a movie for you.
yeah.
It's about a fat gay man everyone hates.
Hi, yeah. How much would you like me to invest?
$1 billion.
Done.
Yes.
The next question is from a concerned fan.
Okay.
The title is Question: Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. Hi, when is the zoo video, boys?
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
When baby's old.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
baby's
When
old
we
enough
can-
to see a gorilla.
Yeah, and also care about a gorilla.
Yeah.
Me and Jack, we went to the a children's farm. We got to show him a ship. He didn't give a shit.
He didn't give a shit, dude.
He didn't care. We saw a wallowing pig.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
full
He
pig.
was asleep.
Johnny Baby was just like, whatever.
Although we did show Johnny Baby a photo of a horse, and Johnny Baby
He was intrigued.
He was intrigued
not-
of that horse.
Yeah.
stop looking at that horse.
Yeah.
So, you talk about a movie called Glenn Gar, Glenn Ross a lot, and I cannot tell you if you like it or not. I don't even know what it is about.
Glenn Gary.
Glengarry
Ross.
Glen Ross.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
It's
It's
a great film.
A movie about slimeball real estate agents.
It's based on a play, and it's about a real estate agency run by
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
no. What's his name? Slimeball pedophile.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Run by Kevin Spacey. And they get in.
Not in real life.
Not in real life.
Yeah.
And they get Alec Baldwin in. And Alec Baldwin says to the real estate agents, he says, hey, you motherfuckers, the person who sells the worst, as in makes the least money selling houses, is getting fired. And then it's this great character study of these like 5 guys being like, fuck my life, dude. Fuck my life and fuck the leads. No one loves me. What if I fucking stole the leads? And oh, man, it's great. You should watch. Everybody should track down Glenn Ross.
Yeah.
One, it looks good.
Yeah.
For a movie set in like a sad bar, an office, and maybe the street outside the office.
Yeah, that's about it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks great. The performances are incredible. Jack Lemmon, dude.
It's neither a romp or a bit of fun.
No.
But it is a bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Lemmon's a bit of fun. Watching Jack Lemmon do his shit, dude, that's a bit of
The
fun.
leads a week? Fuck you, your week.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good shit, dude.
Hey,
Just like,
first prize, you get this beautiful car. Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third place, you're fired.
Yeah.
just the what's my name? Fuck you.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
my name.
Yeah.
Fuck.
My watch is worth more than your house.
Al Pacino
Car.
gets a man incredibly drunk to sell him a house.
Yeah.
And then when everything's going bad, the man comes back and he's like, my wife says I shouldn't have bought that house. And he's like, huh? What? And he's like, my wife. He's like, what are you saying? Because
Yeah.
obviously he doesn't want to give the house back. Fuck, man. Glengarry Glen
Good
Ross.
movie. Check it out.
Great.
Check it out. Great.
Glengarry is one word, and then Glenn and Ross are separate words.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about getting drunk, Claire emails in.
Hi, Claire. Thank you for your email.
Questions, drunk movies. Hi, BS Boys.
Drunk movies. Uh-oh.
Is going to see a movie in the cinema better being drunk or sober? I'm going to guess you will say, like, seeing Jackass is better after a few drinks and Blade Runner is better sober. Now, thank you, Claire. Now, I would say...
Sober's always better.
Sober's always better, no matter what. Again, it's that weird thing where I'm like, you don't need to be that wasted, either drunk, high, or whatever, to enjoy a thing.
I remember when I was a teenager, I got really drunk and I went and saw True Grit, the Coen Brothers
Why would
remake.
you do that?
That's
I
very
don't
funny.
fucking remember, dude.
Because you were drunk.
I was drunk as hell. And I remember coming out of being like, that movie fucking sucked, dude.
And then
I was
you
so
watched-
fucking bored. It's because I was asleep for half.
Yeah.
And then, I rewatched it. I was like, oh, this movie's fucking sick.
Fill your hands, you son of a bitch. Remember when he says that?
Yeah, dude. Or when Dingus is like, I was going to sleep with you, but you were rude to me, little girl, so I'm not going to anymore. Fuck. Good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I would recommend going to the movie sober because, okay, nothing's funnier when you're drunk, really. And
You're just more tired.
and you'll also just need to piss more.
Yeah, and maybe go to sleep a little.
Yeah. I mean, look, throwing on a movie when you've had a few, that's still, I mean, it can be fun, but it's not going to be more fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jackass rocks sober. God, that movie's so good.
Yeah, dude.
Mark from Canada.
Mark, what's
Emails
up?
in.
What's up, my guy?
Do you think Freakier Friday will
Not
address
often.
the fact that Lindsay Lohan's love interest in Freaky Friday is a boy named Jake, who she thought was an older student, but he actually works for the school? She's supposed to be 15 in that movie. Also, Jake tries to make out with her while she's in her mum's body right before her mum is supposed to get married. Also, how fucked up is it that the plot of the first Beethoven movie is an unethical veterinarian has been contracted by a weapons manufacturer to test large caliber handgun ammunition on dogs with bigger skulls? Is that true?
Is that true? I gotta watch Beethoven.
Is that
Fuck,
true about
dude.
Beethoven?
Okay,
I love Beethoven when I was a kid, but what?
First part of all of this.
Yep.
I
I forgot
a
about that.
2003 movie.
Yeah.
That shit happened all the time. I recently rewatched 21 Jump Street, and I knew that Jonah Hill tried to fuck a student, even though Ice Cube says, don't fuck the students, don't fuck the teachers.
Yeah.
And then they both almost fuck a student and a teacher. But the student in the one scene is like, yeah, I'm 18. I was like, good save, movie.
Yeah, nice stuff.
Still not
Nice
good.
movies, yeah.
Don't sleep with someone in high school if you're not in high school.
It's true.
Unless you're like a year out of high school, then that's like less weird.
Yeah.
But if it's
still.
2 years,
Yeah, you push it.
Don't go. Don't pick up your high school boyfriend or girlfriend in your car.
That's
bad.
that's seedy.
and seedy.
That's seedy stuff.
No good.
Yeah.
No good.
I think we've been lied to.
Okay.
Two thieves, Harry and Vernon, steal a group of poppies from a pet store.
Yeah.
A St. Bernard poppy escapes and sneaks into the nearby home of the Newton family. The patriarch George is a control freak and a workaholic. He does not want a dog, but his wife Alice and their children convince him to take the dog in. The dog is named Beethoven when Emily plays a portion of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony on the piano when he barks.
Yeah, but large handgun ammunition.
Yeah.
Dog skulls. Large.
Dog skulls.
Yeah. Because if that is not the plot, I'm sad.
Okay, hang on.
Yes?
On the, and I don't know why this exists, on the movie, what is it? The Internet Movie Firearms Database, they say, in the movie Beethoven, the following weapons are used. Dr. Herman Varnick, Dean Jones, is paid by a shifty-looking businessman to use large dogs with big skulls to test experimental, explosive-tipped 357...
Explosively? Guys, come on.
It's real. It's real. I'm looking at screenshots.
I also just found the Beethoven the Dog wiki.
Wow.
And Dr. Herman Varnick was a shady veterinarian who ran the Varnick Animal Hospital. He's a dog napper who took on the disguise of a vet while secretly performing cruel legal tests on them. He was also employed by a weapons dealer to test new bullets and targeted Beethoven as he required a dog with a large skull to check the efficiency of the bullet.
I love this photo here, this screen grab.
Yeah.
And it has the caption, Dr. Herman Varnick prepares to shoot Beethoven during the film's climax.
That's so incredible.
Wow. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you. If you don't really need to test that on them. I mean, you know that's an explosive tip. Like it's gonna ruin that dog's day. Like,
and like, what do you learn? This, like, is a dog's skull thinner than a human being's? So to test if it will work on human beings, you need to test it on a dog with a thick skull.
Yeah, because usually you're like, would test on a dead pig.
Yeah, you don't need to test on living dogs.
No.
Maybe I gotta watch Beethoven, dude.
Anyway, last email for today, because it's a long one. This is from Josh. How many cravens in one flight? Hello, gents. Love the show, but I fear that I am now succumbing to the baseless speculation brain rot, or that horse well and truly kicked me through the mouth and out the back of my head. Could it be both? I'll let you be the judge.
Okay.
I was recently on a 14-hour flight back from Argentina, and scrolling through the films I saw under new releases, Craven.
Great movie.
My horse hoof impaled brain immediately thought of Jackson's catchy jingle, Four Cravens in one day, and changed it to, how many Cravens in one flight? This was a poor choice of judgment. It doesn't get easier after 4. I remember in a latter episode, someone describing your experience as the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I don't think I ever got past depression. If anything, I circled back to anger over and over again.
Yeah,
my
that
lovely,
will happen.
Yeah. But then, like, it should have been you.
Should have been you.
No, that's good. That's good.
Always good.
That's always good.
It was always a highlight.
That was a good
us.
bit. The ship captain. You running away? Yeah.
Get on the ship.
Why you bloody well say that?
Let's go to sleep.
My lovely partner, who was sitting next to me on the flight, naturally was curious as to what I was doing. Oh, that's never a good thing.
That's bad.
I admit now, boys, that I did not have the bottle to tell her I was watching the same film on repeat, and hoped that each time she looked up at my screen, it was a different scene to one she saw before.
Yeah.
I just told her it was a really, really long film.
Smart.
It's good to lie to your partner.
Especially about Craven.
Yeah.
I don't think she bought it, but
Yeah, fair enough.
I sensed she saw the pain in my eyes and proceeded to ask no further questions. Clever. She knows what's going on.
Yeah.
She knows the appropriate response is to, like, let him do his little
I'm going to
silly
zone
bullshit.
out. He can take care of that.
I came back from holiday a very changed person. It's been just over a week now, and I still feel its burden. Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Will this feeling ever fade?
Yes.
How many Cravens did they say?
And how are you all post 4 Cravens? The other new release I contemplated doing this was Madam Web, which in your mind would be worse. As never having seen Madam Web, I hope I made the right choice in picking Craven.
Craven is way more intense on the brain
Yeah.
to watch 4 times in a row.
Yeah. Madam Web, there's great periods of time where I think your brain would shut off.
Yeah. And
You just
also,
won't.
there's some crazy camera work in Madam Web. And Madam Web is funnier
Yes.
in its,
Yeah,
It's
execution.
audacity.
Yeah. Plus, like with Madam Web, you can kind of notice maybe like the times where they don't say certain things, like they don't say Uncle Ben or Aunt May or Peter.
There's
and
stuff
kind
to
of
look out
There's
for.
stuff to be like, you can kind of dive a little bit more and be like,
Yeah.
why they do that? Why they do that?
More
Plus, you
likable
could try and
cast. And I
and
know
then-
that is a crazy
that is
claim.
a crazy. Yeah, but no, you're right.
You're
and
right.
also, you might be able to try to like read lips.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To see what
Figure out what they're actually
saying. And another benefit with Madam Web, you will come away learning CPR.
Yeah.
It's educational.
Yeah.
Is that a fetish scene?
Gotta be.
The CPR scene.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
It does have the vibe of a fetish scene. It's got the vibe of a fetish scene and how long it goes.
Well, I don't.
I think it's got the vibe of like,
Or was it just like that was meant to be quick cuts and they're like, fuck, we do not have enough movie.
I reckon because the mini cuts they had, because they would have filmed they would have filmed so much like B-roll
Yeah.
of like learning how to, because again, the learning CPR does come back because it saves a life, whatever.
Yeah.
So they would have had like maybe that in amongst a bunch of other stuff. But
Isn't that-
because.
When they saved Dakota Johnson, is that scene horny?
no, I don't think so.
But I guess if you think CPR is horny.
No, but I feel like, I mean, like, if it was like a teen comedy, CPR's horny.
Yeah.
No. Oh, like as in like, oh, they're drowning, but I'm doing like, fake drowning, so you give me a kiss?
they touch
I
boob.
don't think
Or
so.
touch boob, yeah.
I don't.
I
think
know what
so.
you mean. It has the vibe of a fetish scene in that it's like, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like they
Yeah.
take one at a it's like take it in turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think would have been a,
But I guess if you're gonna
I
lead it
reckon
to-
they would have like had that, like they filmed everything, but as a montage, and they would have like quickly
Yeah.
cut, as in like one hand pressing it, the next one would have been a different one. So they would have been like, oh, we're filming all this so that we can cut it together really quick.
But then they were just like,
we have no movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Pepsi
let's
killed
make
this
the.
yeah, Pepsi killed a man.
Yeah.
That's really
And
cool.
blinded a woman.
Yeah.
That's true. Fuck, why'd they do that to her?
do that?
Why'd they make her wear that?
Oh,
fuck. That's
Why
so
did
funny.
Pepsi sign on to kill that man?
Ooh.
Coke would never do that.
No,
to you.
there was another movie I watched recently where Pepsi kills a man.
That's insane.
Maybe that's part of their brand.
Maybe. So there's also like how many props in that film aren't at all real? Why does she keep fingering that Pepsi
Why
can?
won't she drink her drink?
Isn't that a Mountain Dew? Which is a Pepsi drink.
Pretty sure it's a Pepsi
I
can.
thought it was a Pepsi.
Because again, there's like a lot of weird Pepsi foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And this is why you should watch Madam Web.
Cobra, the Sylvester Stallone movie.
five times.
Someone
He's-
gets killed by Pepsi.
He stops shooting at a guy to drink a can of Pepsi and then goes back to killing the guy. And it's in the opening scene.
Oh, well, I guess it's not really Pepsi. He just gets like, I don't know,
Charged
maybe
up.
Either, charged up,
Pepsi is-
reinvigorated by Pepsi.
Pepsi is
incites-
fuel for murder.
Yeah, Pepsi incites
Could be a
violence.
slogan,
Yeah.
But then they've backflipped on that recently where they tried to make a Pepsi commercial where
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
where
Kendall Jenner?
where they fixed Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
with Pepsi.
With
yeah,
Pepsi.
yeah. So
Well, they fixed ACAB with Pepsi. They definitely tried to maybe both. To be
Yeah.
It was
honest,
a protest. It was a protest.
It was a kind of insane perversion of the like flower and the gun.
Yeah, I guess it
sort
was
of
like,
scene.
and the reason probably why it didn't, land, because we all know that, well, Pepsi incites
Yeah,
violence.
Pepsi makes you want to
So we're
kill.
like, if this was Coke, we would
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's Pepsi, and we all know that either Pepsi
It's
kills
the
a guy,
it's
or
the
binds
murder-
a
it's
woman,
the murder
or makes me want to
drink.
murder.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
But it tastes sweeter, quicker. So,
Yeah, I'm sad that we didn't find out how many times they saw.
Yeah, I think. Well, look, from inference, I'm guessing 5,
Okay.
maybe.
Or 4.
No, because they said it
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
get easier
no,
after 4.
no. I don't. We actually don't know.
We don't
Josh,
know.
email us in. How many times did you
Well, I mean,
end up watching?
we can find out. How
It's
long
like,
was the flight?
It was a 14-hour flight. So how many times did you actually end up watching it? Because again,
14,
you
'cause
could watch
fit
it
in 7.
You could watch it 7 times, but you might want to be like, I can't.
Yeah. Did you
I
watch it 7
can't.
times? I want to know.
Yeah.
I think that there's a chance if Josh watched it 7 times, he would have fallen out of love with his girlfriend just through.
Yeah. He'd have been
Like-
a shell of his former self.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you see Craven 7 times in a row. You're getting divorced.
Yeah,
because
whoever you're next
you've
to-
lost. You've lost.
Yeah, you've lost
any
your
spark
humanity.
or joy,
Yeah.
and they will notice this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you reckon
Why
you
are
could
your
watch-
eyes soulless,
Yeah.
hon?
What happened
I don't
to you
know.
in the air? Could you watch Craven again?
Yeah.
Would you kind of enjoy it a bit?
No.
No.
I think I would. I think there'd be a familiarity.
It would be nostalgic for
Yeah,
you?
I think it would.
Yeah.
Should have been you.
I know. See, I wonder. Like, I'd fast forward.
The
I'd fast
problem
forward.
is that flashback goes to so long.
Yeah.
Fucking long,
Still.
dude. Nah. See, if
should've
I'm
been
the only
you.
time I'm watching Craven again is that if I'm fast forwarding it. and I'm getting to the best bits. I should have been you, and come on, kid, get on
the
in.
boat.
It's funny that the flashback goes for a million years, yet our favorite two moments in the movie are in the flashback.
Yeah.
In fact, they're back-to-back scenes.
Yeah,
dude.
Is there anything else that's good in the movie?
No.
What about Chameleon when he's Little Craven?
Oh, there, Chameleon, yeah. Little Craven.
Little Craven.
Chameleon's Little Craven head.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Is that it?
Surely there's more.
the Screech.
Oh,
Yeah. Anytime the Rhino is on
Screech is
camera
good,
doing
yeah.
his rhino-ness, that was all right. Then that's about,
Yeah, that's it. End of list.
Yeah. Not many good moments. Not many good
Pretty,
moments.
few and far between.
Yeah, definitely fast forward the Rhino fight as well because boring.
Yawn.
Yeah. When he kills that, when young Craven kills the poacher and son. Funny.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to watch it all again.
I hate that. I'm like, see now, yeah, right, yeah, nostalgia. I'm like, there was some funny moments.
I think there'd be something
But-
joyous to sitting down.
Should we see another movie 4 times in one day?
We should see Now You See Me Once.
Son, don't do
Now
this.
You See Me Twice.
And now you
Now
see
You
me.
See Me three times.
Or alternatively, if we're following the titles, Now You See Me, we watch once. Now You See Me 2, we watch twice. And Now You See Me, Now You Don't, we don't watch.
Now that's easier on us.
Yes, I like.
Do you want to do the Now You See Me thing all in one day? So
Yes.
6.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Some of them are on DVD. You get to sit in a couch.
Well, the first 2.
Yeah, exactly.
You seem so
Some of
legitimately.
them are on. Some of them are on. Yeah, I guess.
You seem
yes.
so like. I wish. Well, maybe the camera picked up your facial expression towards me. There was just like some of them are on. They're on DVD.
Some of them are on DVD.
Come on,
Come on, you're on a couch.
God damn
How
it.
good is being on a
Six screenings in one day. Yeah, that's normal
That's
actually. Because when
easy,
3
dude.
are on the couch,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like.
I'd do that over 2 days. I reckon.
Yeah.
Dude. Now You See Me, and Now You See Me 2, and Now You See Me 2 the first day, and then Now You See Me 3, Now You See Me 3, Now You See Me 3 in the second day.
Yeah. It's
okay.
crazy because again, you're trying to think back to high school and shit like that, where you do like a movie marathon type things, and watching 6 movies back to back.
Yeah, it's just like
you
whatever.
Could do it. You could whatever, man. Now I'm just like, no, I don't want to sit for that long. My back.
I since having Letterboxd, I think the most amount of movies I've watched in one day, and I've had that since 2019,
Yeah.
maybe 2018. The most amount of movies I've watched in one day, I think, was 5.
Okay.
Damn,
That's
COVID,
pretty
I'm
big.
assuming.
I went to the movies 5 times in one day as a little joke.
Yeah.
But that was 5 movies in one day at the cinema was a ticket to the first session, a ticket to the last session, and then 3 sessions in between. There was no breaks.
Okay.
I don't know how people can do more than 5 in a day at anything.
That seems.
Yeah.
And I guess they were also different films, so that would also be appealing.
Different films really helped. Let me
Yeah,
tell
I
you.
can
Difference.
imagine.
Yeah.
Watching 4 different movies instead of Craven 4 times, I think I would have had a better day.
Yeah,
I'll say it. I'll be brave. I'll be brave.
I mean, it sounds like madness, but okay.
What I think
mean,
about
all
Now
right.
You See Me, though.
Oh, what if the... Okay, how about this, Jackson?
All right.
What if the Now You See Me, Now You Don't thing? So we all watch Now You See Me once.
Yeah.
We watch Now You See Me 2 twice.
Yeah.
And then Now You See Me 3, we have a little bet. And one person gets to watch 3 different movies that day.
Oh, okay.
And then the other 2 have to watch Now You See Me 3 times.
And we see who has a better time.
And then we see who has a better time.
Good deal. I like this bet. And the loser and the winner
They get
has
to do
a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
loser watches the same movie 3 times, and the winner has a good time watching 3 different
Yeah,
movies.
Well, I
yeah.
guess I guess the loser or losers
Imagine-
has to watch. But the thing is, you watch the loser or
Yeah.
losers would be watching the same movie 3 times in a row, but they're seeing it with a good friend.
Yeah.
And the winner is what? Sure, they're watching 3 separate films,
Yeah.
but loser by themselves.
Yeah, that is true.
So yeah, there you go. Just putting that out there. Just putting it out
I like
there.
the idea
Are you
of
gonna be
seeing
Johnny
3
No Mates or Johnny seeing the same film 3 times in a row with a mate?
Yeah.
Johnny No Mates or Johnny Samo.
Yeah.
But it'd also be funny to, like, imagine if we were watching Craven 4 times
Yeah.
and then, like, a friend joined us for the 2nd or 3rd screening and that's it.
True.
Because that's what would happen in the 3 different movies person. They'd be like, well, I might come to the 2nd or 3rd screening of.
Well, here's another question.
Yeah.
What of the Now You See Me movies have you seen?
I've
This
seen
is the
Now You
first.
See Me 1 and I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if we do it like this? One person watches Now You See Me 1. Somehow we make the bet so that we're each watching one of them.
Well, okay, shotgun Now You See Me 1. Enjoy watching the 2nd and 3rd
I'll
one
see
too.
Now You See Me three times. I don't give a fuck. Put me in, dude.
Fair enough.
bitch.
Is this now Johnny No Mate CC's one film 3 times by himself? And 2 handsome Joels see 3 different films.
Fuck it. That's funny. That's funny.
Have a good day.
You go watch 3 new releases at the cinema
In
at the
gold
same
class.
time as I watch it. Now you see me three times.
Now You See Me, Now You Don't comes out in November. What else is out around November?
Yeah. Every session I come out and I say, "How was your movie?" And you say, "Really good."
It was good because it was different than the previous
How was
one.
yours? And I say, "It's getting worse. It's getting worse for me, boys. I'm struggling." Can finally figure out if these guys are real
We can
wizards
go watch
or not.
Yeah.
Predator Badlands, the remake of The Running Man. Well, we can watch an animated feature film based on the Old Testament King David called David.
You enjoy, boys.
Wicked for Good.
Ooh.
Zootopia 2?
Well, hey, one of those movies can be Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
That's true.
That's true.
So we can enjoy Jack. What do you reckon would be
Del Toro's Frankenstein.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a couple of these decent movies I want to see.
Yeah.
What do you reckon the best time to enjoy Now You See Me, Now You Don't with our good friend Jackson? I reckon it's a
No,
movie
first screening.
1, second, or
First
third.
screening, because then there's no joy for him either. He doesn't know the movie. He can't do anything.
Yeah.
And also that means
That is very true.
Yeah.
Because at least it's like, well, at least at the third screening, my boys will be back. I can talk to them.
You've given me nothing to look forward to.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you've
yeah.
done.
Yeah,
And then
enjoy your
we-
garbage movie, idiot.
we wave goodbye as you walk back into the same cinema. And
We're going to see Predator Badlands. I think a film you want to see.
Yeah, I want to see all the movies you wrote. I mean, not the David one, but I would love to see Del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I've locked myself into
That'd be
Now You
great.
See
Jack, of
Me.
all these films, which ones are the 2 ones you want to see the most? Because those are the ones we're
It's the
going to
ones you gotta
see.
It's a good idea.
Mirrors? Are they making another Mirrors movie?
There are Mirrors 3 coming. I gotta see that,
No
dude.
way.
I'm Mirrors #1 defender. That's not
Dude,
true.
they shouldn't have torn that guy's head off.
Yeah. Mirrors
a-
3?
It's not Mirrors 3, it's just called Mirrors.
It won't be. It will be unrelated.
Well, before Jackson gets any more incredibly wonderful ideas, that he is the loser of through no discussion. He didn't lose anything. He didn't put anything on the table. He was simply suffering is good, and I nominate me. And you're like, okay, Jack.
Yeah.
So before Jackson gives away, I don't know.
to do this to me.
Yeah. Before, I don't know, Jackson signs away his, I don't know, life insurance to the 2 Joels.
Yeah.
We better end the episode. So on that
Okay.
note, I've been Joel.
I've been Jackson
And
Bailey.
I've been Joel also. And this has been another episode of Baseless Speculation, and we've been the BS Boys.
Bye.
See you in the
Movies. We'll be in different cinemas.
Yeah.
Jackson will be in the same cinema.
Yeah, we'll be in cinemas 1, 2, and 3. Jackson, cinema 2.
Cinema 2, 2, and 2.
God, I gotta go to the movies.